Hello, welcome. Finn, are you there?
Yeah, I'm there.
Cool. Yes, so we are now broadcasting the World Cup 2021. We will
Yes, indeed.
mainly follow Group N. Why don't you tell the viewers a little bit about Group N?
Uh, First of all, welcome to everyone. I would like to thank our amazing director for putting us live without an actual ping. Thank you, Emma. You are awesome. I hope you stay as president for many years. Uh, I want to thank everyone for being here. It's another great day in the World Championships, and it's going to be a controversial one if we are to believe what we saw yesterday. Many favorites falling through. Everyone's still dreaming about the gold. Some will make it, some will have their dreams shattered, and I will be one of those probably raging at the end of the day, looking for someone to blame. With me, we have the universally loved Finn and
Hello.
the awesome debut of Morty. Hello, guys.
Hello. Yeah,
Welcome.
Yeah.
my first time on, like you said. Just to give a little introduction of myself, my name is Morty, and I am from Norway, representing PCM Norge, of course.
Goat.
And I'm glad to be here.
Goat.
So today we have a very interesting group N as center court, where we have the guy that is, in my opinion, the best all-round PCM player in the history of the game, Giuseppe Reiva.
Indeed,
Uh,
indeed.
we we also have one of the organizers, I. Ivar, also a very competent player. We have yours truly, the biggest of all dogs, trying to see if he can survive the carnage that might be done in these stages. Let's see. We have Stein as well, trying to take some glory for NCL. Excuse me, I'm getting an indication here about the groups. Give me 1 second. But as I was saying, we have Stein here trying to take some glory for NCL, and then we have Till 99, Fossil, Xborg, Cols. I gotta be honest and say I don't know any of those guys, and of course Chilean Cutter that has done quite a few interesting performances this year in the times I play with him in La Liga and a few other lobbies. Finn, what do you
Yeah.
think is going to happen in this group?
Quite hard to say. We have with Joseph Pereira, Ivor, and you, the big dog. I would say three favorites in this group. Stein also can do well. All others I don't really know, to be honest. Kuta I know, but I will not rate him that high. But he can surprise always, of course, as everyone can surprise. But I would say you, Jose Pereira, and Ivor should be the favorites in this group, in my opinion.
Indeed, I think pressure is on their side. Would you say that after yesterday, uh, pressure is even more on their side because loads of favorites fell yesterday?
I would not say it. Yeah, lots of favorites failed yesterday. It's right, but I would not say it must continue today because of the parkour. Like, can happen, but not must happen.
We are currently seeing the parcours for the day, same as yesterday. For those that did not watch, you can have a chance now to look at them. Morty, tell us a little bit, as you played yesterday as well, a little bit about these parcours and what you can expect of them during the actual race.
For sure. We get started off with the Norwegian race, Gylne Gutter. It's pretty much the best short cobble race you have in PCM right now. It's a new race. It only came in to the continental races in real life in 2011. It's a really nice race. A lot of long cobbled sections. Most of them are 3-star cobbled sections. And when I wrote this yesterday, you can expect a lot of attacks all the time to get into the breakaway, get early attacks by secondary favorites, try to go all the way. And in my group yesterday, there was an attack only 8 kilometers before the finish line. It got all the way there. You have to look out for those attacks there. On the second stage of today, we have a really nice hilly race. It's called the Fon Ardec Classic. and a lot can happen in this stage if the tempo is high, but as we saw yesterday, if the tempo is a little slower, there will be a lot of people going into the finish line at the same time. There will be a lot of importance put into getting first into the last hill. If you do that, you have a perfect chance at winning that one. In Lombardia, at the end, there's also this chance of a lot of players getting through to the finish line. But I do feel like with all of this short, steep climbs, that you can get away, as we saw a few people were able to yesterday, and some not being able to follow. Spending your energy in the right way is really important on that stage.
All right, thank you, Morty. One last question: if you had to bet right now, who would be your three picks?
I gotta go with my man Ivar, of course. He is the
Naturally.
leader of PCM Norge. He's a great guy. I, of course, have to go with the best player in the world, Jose Pereira, and maybe a little spicy pick in there with Fossil. I don't know why. I just think a outsider has a really good chance of getting through here.
Indeed.
So.
Finn, what would be
Yes.
your bets?
My bet definitely. When I pick one, definitely Jose Pereira. When I should pick three, I would pick Jose, Ivor, and an open battle for the third. I'm not sure who gets this.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say Jose Pereira, Stein, uh, and I hope me trying to think a little bit outside the box here. Ivor is indeed one of the big favorites, but I've saw sorry quite a few of them having a hard time yesterday, and I think like Morty said, and well, it will definitely come up at the end of the day on how the race is ridden. Also, I had the chance to have a sit down in interview with Joe Whiteley earlier today. He was one of the victims of the massacre of Classics Round 1 Day 1. And I said, so Joe, tell me, if you had to do this race again, and since I'm doing it today, what tips would you give me? And Joe Whiteley, the extremely well versed man that he is in PCM, was actually very useful in giving me some great tips. And he said, as I quote, well, stage one, don't bother. Just play easy. Go for the 81 cobbles guy. Don't worry about it. Stage two, don't bother. Don't even try with the 77 sprinter. Just play it easy. Go with the 82 hills guy. That's it. Stage three, play with Alt F4. Thank you, Joe. That was amazing.
You know, we couldn't go with you, big dog. We feel like that would be a cop out to go with our partner in crime here.
No. People are free to bet in whoever they want, even in predictions that we make for fun. Classics isn't even one of my strong disciplines in road anyway. I don't know, especially given the doubt of what could happen in these parkours and what will happen with these unexperienced players, because the way in which they will play will affect those of us that have either a little bit more or much more experience, such as players like Josep Pereira. I think it's a very hard day to place bets, so I wouldn't censor people that didn't bet on me. I wouldn't censor people that chose to bet on me. So I don't think any excuse is needed, any justification is needed here.
Like you said, there is definitely going to be some randomness involved today, but I do think today is about minimizing that randomness. And I rode against a really good player yesterday, Davey T. He came top 3 on every stage, I believe, even with some randomness involved. So if you have a good day and are a really good player, you can get it done today. I believe that.
Me
All
too.
right, should make for quite the dramatic race, though. We'll see what happens. Meanwhile, I'm being informed by my team card that there is some salbutamol that I have to attend to. Our players have been having some asthma issues, and I need to give them their medicine. So I will be talking to you guys soon. Now, for those watching, I will indeed be here. Talk from time to time as the race allows me, but I will be competing. So when the time comes, I will give my man on the field perspective of things, rage against someone, blame others. Expect to hear me throughout the race. I'll leave you with our two awesome commentators, Finn and Morty, and our very awesome and beloved director, Emma the 90th. To remember, he's the 90th because there were 89 before him and none of them lasted. Thank you guys. Take it on.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Blame the game, don't blame the player. That's what we heard from the big dog right there.
And still, he will come and blame the players. Well,
For sure. Yes. So there was some really good players going out yesterday. He
yes.
mentioned Joe Whiteley. There was also
Yeah.
my boss, I would almost say. I'm a moderator on his Discord. Tim Soski. Joe went out, came last in his group, even going out with a
Yeah.
whimper. If you don't have the focus on these stages, if you don't pay attention, you're going to come last. That's how it is.
Yes, of course. You indeed have to pay all the way attention. Don't lose contact in important situations, and then you just have to need this bit of luck.
For sure, for sure. And even with all the new players here, I would say that the competition is good. There are an impressive amount of good players in the
Yeah,
PCM
for
community,
sure.
and it's really, really good to see.
Yes. We have a new guy in our group in center court now. We have Guy. He was in the group I'm hosting right now before, but of course of reseeding, because we had for us all was there. There wasn't all there. He's going there now. He's a Spain player. I don't know how good he is or something, but it's pretty interesting that we have now another player there.
Yeah. That we had a late addition to our group yesterday as well. Was the Finn, the main man dissection, came into my group late, and he lit up the chat as he always does.
Well, we wait now till the lobby is reopen of Gruen to put Spain for Guy.
Yeah, some connection problem that does happen when we have a lot of players with different internet. Of course, at
Yeah,
work.
and now he closed the lobby to so he can rehost with the team Spain. It wasn't in, so
That makes sense. That makes sense.
so he can represent his nation.
That's a nice gesture. Gotta say, that's a nice gesture.
Indeed, it is.
Dissection was not that lucky in our group. He came in late. He had to play as France. He was not happy.
I just want to say that nobody in this world would be happy playing as friends. I feel his pain. I send him my condolences. I hope he doesn't become the new Leo Falandri.
That was my joke as well, but I didn't feel the need to explain it.
Cheers.
Yeah, a little bit more about this first race. It's of course a Norwegian race called Gylne Gutur. I have heard Gutur. I have heard different pronunciations.
I would not be able to speak just like you as Norwegian. I would say Gilnegita or something, but not Gil. Yeah, well.
No worries, but I have a fun fact about it, and that is that the race itself is actually inspired by the Italian fan favorite Strade Bianche, and the name Gylne Gutur is Gylne. It means golden, or also thought of as white, light, and Gutu is a dialect way of saying a kind of road that you will ride there, like a not cobbled, but the same kind of roads that is on Strade Bianche. Gosh,
Yeah, I know. I know. And I don't know it in real life.
Gravel. That's
Yeah, gravel.
the
That's
word.
it. Well, I never saw this race in real life or something, but it's a very interesting race in PCM to play.
Yeah,
I hope we see some more active race in this group we watch now, like that we have a sprint of the 81 couple guys in the end that I would like. Yesterday in my group we had like how can I say it? We had like the 30-man sprint in this one, and it's kind of shit then, cause again you have kind of downhill finish and you're going, yeah, you know what I mean. I think.
yeah. In our group, we were lucky enough for the leaders to be brave enough to attack with 15 kilometers left. So at the end, there were 5 to 6 leaders, and then one person went for it, and he got all
Yeah.
the way into the finish. And I think that's going to be a factor here as well. Who is the person who's brave enough to go for the last attack, maybe risking getting last or somewhere there, but risking it for the chance at victory? That's going to be a big factor here.
Yes, indeed. I would also hope definitely that we see some more moves, especially in the group we are casting, of course, but also in other groups. So all
Yeah,
players have more fun in playing and everything, of course.
for sure, for sure. I since I am kind of new to the multiplayer scene, I rode. I have to say, shamefully yesterday. I rode super safe and everything. A lot of people were creative with their attacks, but I was so
Yeah,
scared of using too much energy.
yeah,
And you do see that from new players.
yeah. Of course. But sometimes you also see like new players are riding very aggressively or are riding very very annoying, like chasing all breaks with 99 down without any sense. But everyone comes in the game on his own way and understand the way. Then some guys are riding very aggressively and learning then that it isn't it. Some guys are riding very passive and learning that you have to be more active than it is, and that's what world championships are for. That new players are come into playing multiplayer and learning how it works.
Everyone has their own style. What I did really like to see from Ivar when I saw his inline race, he was in the same group as Tim Soski, and of course I had to jump in, watch Joe. Ivar was
Yeah.
in that race, and he was super aggressive in the last stage. He had a lot of points to catch up, so he rode super aggressively. He commanded the other players to relay with him. I do really like to see that in a player.
Yeah, I know what I did with him in a group chat of some friends, and he's also in there. And we wrote all about our results for now. And he said he had to ride very aggressively. Now he's pretty sure out, and I know that this move was expecting, but I also like that. Also, if I'm very far behind, I would never be so aggressive and attack on the mountain in the middle. I really like this as well. Would like to see it also in Lombardia today.
Yeah, we'll see. In my group yesterday, there were actually a few people attacking with their main leader on Lombardia quite early, and that leader was still there at the end. So it is possible to go early and maybe
Yes,
save some energy while the others catch up to you.
definitely possible. You are right.
Looks like we are about to start here. Ivar
Mm,
again commanding
let's
the
do it.
players. You love to see it.
Okay, I join one last time before the race starts. Just a shout out to our sponsors, Cyanide Studio and Knockon, our lovely organizers, PCM Norwich, the community that absolutely everyone loves, and they are actually quite awesome. And thank you to everyone in the chat. Thank you to everyone that's watching. We wouldn't be doing any of this if it wasn't for you. Thanks, guys. And now I will join my team car.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Perfect. I would only like to uh, correct you on your pronunciation on PCM Norge. It's of course Norge, not Norge.
I
Uh,
also say always notch and guys like Groot and guys always say Neue. But I also always say notch from this
it's something I've heard too much. I am too hurt by this, so I have to
Neue
correct it.
Neue. Yeah.
Norge.
Neue. I don't know.
The problem with me trying to teach other people how to pronounce Norwegian is that I struggle to pronounce the Norwegian R because we have rolling R's, and I can't
Yeah.
roll my R's. So my Norwegian sounds even like it's not completely correct, but I try myself.
Yeah, we are close coming into the race, and then the first excited part of the race starting with hopefully people trying to create the early breakaway plays help up the way, and then I expect a slow race until the last two rounds. It is like a round in the end, which is
Yeah.
ridden three times, I think. And until the second last round of this, I expect a pretty slow race. Besides the start, when we have hopefully some breakaways created.
Right, but you do already see early cobble stages, cobble sectors, I mean, coming, and especially that big
Yeah.
cobble quite early. If you aren't paying attention, if you have someone in the breakaway and you're running 30 relay with the guys in the peloton, they may get caught behind early, and if they do, you have to use a lot of energy to get back. So it's important to pay attention at every
Yes.
cobbled sector.
To have to pay attention, indeed. Yes, you have to. If you aren't really paying attention at this like hill, it's the only real hill on the route.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely, it's definitely hard to come back then because others will pace. So you have, how can I explain it? You just, yeah, just be there. Don't I just, most guys use effort there. On the cover section, I would definitely use maintain position and just
Interesting.
so you don't drop when you, especially when you have someone in break. You have to be up for keeping both in the right groups and right position. So maybe use their maintain position.
Yeah, I would always be a little wary of using maintain position because it often wastes energy. But definitely, if the pace is slow
A
enough,
rider is
that,
looking to give the pack the slip.
may be correct.
Yeah, in mountains, maintain position is definitely not the best. But to
Oh,
be
we
honest,
see Ivar going with 3 players in the breakaway. Love to see.
yeah, I were interesting tellers. So yeah, Christoph is a 77 sprinter, and Emir, can you show
He's
us
off on
which
his own.
guy is
The team
this
sponsor won't
Jim,
be disappointed.
who's also placed up front there for Ivar.
Big Dog getting
also
up
with
his
3, Stein also with 2 guys yet now already at the front. Who's Belgium 2 or 3 then? With 1 guy up front. Who placed 1 guy there? Yeah, interesting. Now, yeah, they place their help up front. Jos Pereira also
The
with
rider
3
is
going
taking
to
his
the
chance
front.
alone.
And now I think pace will go slow behind, and that's what I mean. Now, Big Dog, Ivor, and Jos Pereira have placed like 3 guys up front. And when now the pace goes slow, or the last guys who have not placed someone at the front attacking up, we will have a slow race. I expect like this something.
Looks like it, and we see some players bringing up their 73 cobble guy in the break. Unlikely, of course, that the break holds all the way
There's a
in,
few
but a
riders jockeying for
73
position at
cobble
the front.
person getting enough time, that can be dangerous, so the peloton has to pay attention.
In our race yesterday, the 71 couple sprinter won, the 77 sprinter,
Yeah.
71 couple, because we had a very slow race. So yes, indeed, 73 couple is definitely a dangerous guy in the break when it gets too much advantage, but it looks like it will stay on like 40 seconds, and it isn't dangerous.
No, of course not. You can even get up to 2 minutes, 3 minutes. It's not going to be dangerous until
courageous rider
it's a
is
little
looking
bit
to
more
break
than that
away.
even. But we do see Ivar going hard at the front with Guy as well.
Yeah, we have a 18 guy break. I think everyone has placed at least 2 or 3 guys there. We have, yeah, Guy is no, the only guy with 2 guys is Stein, when I see it right, and the only guy without anyone is the Argentinian or something.
Yeah, looks like Fossil does not have anyone in the break.
Yes.
Who is my outsider pick. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, indeed. Now the first cover section
wearing
upcoming
than those
to
normally
start.
used on
Yeah,
I
tarmac.
don't expect hard pace in the peloton.
No, but definitely can be a factor in the break, and you do see Ivar going hard at the front, and some people getting stretched out, almost getting a little bit of meters off in the back, but everyone sticks together.
Yes. And I know in this race, like, from my own feeling, their punctures are like million of, I don't know, million punctures. Yesterday we had 3. Also in the group I'm hosting, while we was a loading screen here, already 3 punctures happened. I would not expect don't see punctures here.
Yeah, and you see it only got up to 30 seconds, so it all gets together again, and guys try attacking once again. And yeah, I like that you did mention punctures, because of course the falls, the crashes, they have been turned off, but
Yes.
annoyingly that doesn't turn
Punctures.
off punctures.
Yeah, that
So,
just isn't possible, very sadly. And we see a complete peloton again.
Peloton, yeah, together again.
I think
and,
Fossil chased it down. Pretty sure about it. Others will not do this. And now he's upping the pace in the hill, I think. But
yeah, again, doing that, going hard up this hill, if someone is not paying attention, they can lose at the back of the peloton. And you see Fossil actually gaining some seconds here because he is going so fast.
yeah, but it is. But
It's going to get back together, of course.
yeah, but it's interesting when guys are.
Last legs don't have the necessary
And
physical
guys are
resources to do
pacing
so.
already. The mountain up I was with 50 effort cuts yesterday there, and was making the pace in the peloton. I mean, that's definitely more interesting to see.
Yeah, I was too. I did have 2 trains with 3 people each, and we sat at the front of the peloton over almost every cobble sector with 50 effort. So this looks a little bit more feisty. Looks like.
Yeah, by the way, while the stream, I will always try to catch up some other groups, the results, and tell it here, to also tell you what happened there.
Now the pace is slowed down right again, and this looks like around 50 effort at the moment. Nice calm pace, but
for now they had already a break, but for now I think they will just chill a bit, and I would like if someone attacks now and someone joins him and we had like a 6 or 7 man break again, but we will see how it goes. Definitely.
yeah, something I did notice.
Hi guys, your man on the field here. It hasn't been jam-packed so far, as you can see. There was in fact a break attempt, but Fossil Dude says no thanks.
Yeah, we saw it definitely. He had no one up the road, so he upped the pace, and also up the hill, really upped the pace.
Yeah, and looks like he's relaying with someone right now.
It seems, yeah, he has Dottie in front. It seems we have found the Daniel Miko of this lobby, so let's see how that goes.
Or as I would like to say, it's the Morty of this lobby, because this was me yesterday. So I definitely can relate. No breaks.
Okay, this stream, I might add, is sponsored by the Ban Daniel Miko movement, trying to ban Daniel Miko since 2020. Please join our movement, donate, give us our money. Thank you.
Sections, so special frames were developed. They offer
Thank
more
you so
flexibility
much, Field
and are better at
Reporter
absorbing
Big Dog.
vibrations. This takes a lot of strain off the rider's forearms.
So now we have the next cover section, and then it will be some part without cobbles, and then we have a longer cobble section again. I like that we have some really long cobble sections in this race.
Yeah,
It can
again,
make a difference with high pace.
Again, like I mentioned earlier, this race was inspired by Strade Bianche, a race known for its enormously long gravel sectors, and you see that as well here.
Yes, indeed. And I also like on the race of PCM, to come back to the classic in PCM, which make it a really cool race to play. You have no narrow roads on the cobbles, so the chance that you get blocked by that rider or something is way much lower. So I mean, I got already blocked in some races and had good energy, but then was back because of a dead rider blocked me, and that is more unlikely to happen when you have not narrow roads like in this.
For sure. I do really enjoy this race in a lot of ways because
A small group of riders are trying to get clear of the
it's not
bunch.
super long and it has a lot of nice couple sectors, so it's a lot of fun to ride. There we saw again some riders try to go in the breakaway, but Fossil again says no.
Yeah, he's definitely in the community. There's a meme like he's making the Daniel Miko chasing all brakes. Then Daniel Miko always said no to brakes.
Yeah, that is for sure a stance to take. Like I mentioned again yesterday, I did not send anyone in the break, so it was mostly up to me to bring them back in, though I was not this aggressive doing that.
Yeah, it always depends how it goes. Like
The riders have to have their wits about them on this dangerous section. You never know what's going to happen on cobblestones.
With 100 kilometer to go, 99 everything down, it is just not necessary.
Puncture for a rider.
Here we are in the longest cobble sectors, as someone from Jose did get a puncture, looks like. Yes, Sancho.
Yeah, is he an important rider? I don't know the riders of the Portuguese team who has which stats there, to be honest.
I think it looked like he had around 70. It looks like Emiya is struggling to get to those riders. Anyways, it looked like he had around 70 cobbles. Yeah, he is getting back there. Yeah, it's the sprinter.
It's the sprinter. The sprinter doesn't matter. He's dead anyway. How you can see there. So yeah, well.
We see this pace is not it doesn't look like it's going to get higher for some time yet. This was the feeling yesterday as well. You can't go super hard if the Pelton doesn't let you go, so you just ride around 50 effort.
Yeah, for now, Fossil was just controlling the pace, and when someone attacked at the start, he was closing it. Now his first rider is dead. It looks like he will stop, but yeah, he also set some pace, like 65 relay, I would say, while no brake was there, so he controlled it just a little bit.
The riders really have to be vigilant on this cobbled section. The vibrations really take it out of you. A symbolic kilometer as we go through the halfway stage of the race.
We have only 80 kilometers to go, can say it this way.
For sure, but the second half of the race is going to take maybe not longer amount of time, but it's going to be tougher than the first half because now we are in the circuit. You have 4 laps of this very heavily cobbled circuit with 3-star cobbled sectors all the way through.
Exactly. Now it will get interesting. Who's upping the pace? Who chill until the last round or something, or who just waits for the sprint? We will always see different styles of racing.
For sure, for sure. The main cobble rider, I believe, has 72 sprints, so that is still a pretty good sprinter, especially because they lose a lot less energy, a lot less stamina in the cobble sectors. So I personally would go for the main cobble rider.
I did it yesterday as well. In the end, it kind of fucked me as I don't protected my both better sprinters that much. And in the end, the others does it and won with it. Cause our race was so slower, but I wouldn't expect it in this race cause we already see early in the race some action. We had nothing of this. So all pace, which is higher than in ours, suits the 81 Cavalry Rider more, so I definitely expect this in this group.
For sure, and if you do try to go for your main Cavalry Rider and you see other players trying to cheat it by going for a Sprinter, you have to up the tempo to make sure that doesn't happen.
I see a rider with a flat tire.
That was my
It's
mistake
happened
there.
at a very
When I
bad
saw
time.
everyone is going
Riders
for it,
run
I
enormous
just
risk of injury on
tried
cobbled
to
sections,
save mine as
but
well,
as the
but they
saying
was
goes,
already
it's the
not the best
historic
energy.
races that make the rider and not
I
the
had
other way
just
around.
had to up the pace there, but yeah, in the end I know what I had to do, but I didn't done it, so yeah.
It's difficult to keep your head calm under pressure. That's what I feel like. Like, there's a lot of skill to video games, of course, but keeping your head calm under pressure, that is a big deal in games like this, where if you make one mistake, you might not get back.
Yeah, indeed, you're completely right.
And yeah, I do feel like you said, the 2 last laps, those can be run at a really high pace, because by that point, hopefully your main cobbled domestiques hasn't lost too much energy, and you can go pretty fast with them and then maybe attack with your leader after some time.
Yeah, you're completely right. I hope to see some attacks of leaders today. Oh yeah. We will see, definitely.
For sure. What I do really like seeing as well is someone taking a chance with their maybe secondary rider, attacking with them, not using them as purely a domestique, but maybe as a surprise attack to make some other teams work harder. Here you see everyone going effort because there is not one person reeling at the front. Everyone is just next to each other. This is something you do not see in real life, for sure.
Yeah, it's just... They don't want to get blocked. They are making their own trains now, and they're in the middle of 2 trains now, but everything fine. But they just don't want to get blocked and be stuck behind each other. But because
So
from
this is the
now on,
last third
attacks
of the
can go
race.
on.
Anyone who is gunning for victory has got to make a move fairly soon. Crossing a cobbled section is a technical exercise. That's why some specialists don't hesitate to reconnoiter a route several times,
on because there's
each
a
section
lot
has
of
its
rain going on
particularities.
here,
And on some
that
sections, it is
makes
make or
for
break
a
if you
lot
don't
of
adopt the right
crashes.
strategy.
Yeah,
when you
normally
do have the
PCM
line.
would work like millions of crashes there now. Really
Like no
lucky.
one touching each other, just falling straight down. That happens a lot. Here Ivar
And
goes,
Michael
tries to
Valgren is
do an
off.
attack.
Yeah, interesting to see. I would like to do it already with his leader, but we had already also some guys already in the back. He might do what you mentioned before, that he attacks with some domestiques to create some pressure on the others.
That does seem to be what he's doing, but again, you have players like Fossil and Stee going super hard, making sure that it doesn't get away.
Yeah.
He has his main hill rider off the road, Bistram, who has quite a lot of cobbles as well. Definitely a rider that can go all the way if everyone behind is just looking at each other, but this may be a little early for that just yet.
Yes, might be.
Might be. We all, of course, do remember Tom Boonen going 50 kilometers before the finish line in Paris-Roubaix, but that is harder to do in PCM Online. Well, it's difficult to say it like that, but it is true because it's easier to catch the break in a race like this.
Yes. By the way, I can already tell you the first result of the group I'm hosting, UK. We have Shadow, the French guy, one above of another French guy, RS car, and in 3rd place we have Hilling. We had exactly that what we hope we have to here. I don't look at the race, some guys in chat saying boring race, but we had a sprint of the 7 leaders. So...
Yeah, that is what will most likely happen here. I do feel like if you don't make a mistake with your main leader, he should be right at the front, at the finish line, because it is difficult to drop people if you don't.
There are 2 schools of thought
do a
on riding
great
cobbled
surprise
sections.
attack,
Some
like
will
we
try
had
to
in
stay in the
Minecraft
middle,
yesterday.
while others will take to the sides, practically on the
Who's
grass.
taking the pace now? Is it the big dog? It looks like the big dog, I think.
Yeah, he is the Brits, I do believe.
Apparently, there's another puncture. The riders really should pay more attention to their choice of tires. There's a rider trying to break away from the bunch.
Guerrero is trying to join Iverno, so Jose Pereira also plays some guy at the front.
Yeah, now we finally see some nice action here. I don't believe this is a boring race like was described in your group.
Yeah, definitely not. At this point yesterday we just rode with 40 men and everyone tries to save their 77 sprinter, and that is definitely not happened here.
For sure not. They can't get to the finish line with this pace. You can see now the peloton is going around really 75, 80 effort, I believe, going pretty fast, and we see attacks all the time by the big dog, by Ivar, by Jose Pereira.
This is getting exciting. Breakaway at the front.
Oh yeah, now you see a lot of people falling off the back. Wow.
And also Ivar, is he already with his 81 cable guy up the road?
Does maybe seem so. He has at least his secondary cable rider Enger up the road, and the guy in front of him may be the 80 cable rider. We will never know if we don't see him, of course, but you see the big dog has a lot of riders still left.
That's another rider.
By the way, we have
tire.
some news from other groups. I can inform you. In the first group, Group J, we have a crash. Sadly, they will have to replay the game. The game crashed. In the other groups, Group O, we have Solipay, the Spain winning above of two Germans, Hübi in second and Ghosty in third. Group B, we have Swaxton ahead of Floxing, ahead of GFT. I will just tell the top 3 for now from the results we have already. In Group R it is, we have Raul ahead of Cobra, ahead of Carl. Yeah, and that was it for now.
Yeah, and
some riders try to use the verge to avoid the cobbles,
I can't get how they would finish before our race, other than we had to join the lobby second time, because this pace is really high now. You see Ivar, you see a big dog trying to push the pace as hard as they can. It's really impressive to see here. I do believe a lot of domestics are going to be dead in a few kilometers here.
Yeah, that will be pretty interesting race situation. Now I will just try.
Steve going hard at the front of the peloton there, pushing the pace, not attacking away, but I do believe in cobble stages, just pushing the pace at the front of the peloton is really good. Now he is attacking,
he's breaking away.
Doesn't get away.
Interesting move to see now.
Really, for sure. I like I mentioned earlier, going really hard, especially this last lap, that's just good, because then you make sure no sprinters get through.
Yeah,
just the leaders.
Definitely, you're right there at this point.
And now we go through the 2 last couple sectors. They're also pretty long. Carlehan, the last one, is the longest, and there I do believe we're going to see some leaders trying to go away.
Yes.
As we enter that right now, Jose Pereira is going super hard, getting his leader ready, seems like.
Another flat tire.
And now you see attacks everywhere. Blosenhagen going, Jose Pereira's leader going, Big Dog going. Everyone is still with us here. No one got away.
We have some guys still with 2 guys.
That is really impressive. That means you can do a sprint strain of sorts. Though the Big Dog's domestique just died there, so it's going to be difficult. Now, it's only a few kilometers left. Will someone try to attack us from? No, now the tempo slowed right down again.
Yeah, all are looking at each other now. No one wants to go completely from the front, of course. Nikita is going on the attack.
Nikita trying.
Nikita is going to lead out.
There goes the sprint.
Jose Pereira launches the sprint. He launches the sprint. Jose Pereira there in the middle, and Big Dog comes off,
Oh,
and who wins it?
it looks like Big
Managed
Dog.
to sprint
Yeah,
like a
it's
master of
Big
his craft.
Big
He
Dog
was
ahead
certainly
of
the fastest
ahead
today.
of
The
Cross
riders bringing
Pereira,
up their rear
and
have
is
made it through
surprisingly
sheer
Ivor only
willpower.
finished
This
ninth
stage
for now.
was a real strength effort.
Fossil in fourth. I mean, that's my boy. I like to see that.
That's another
Wow.
rider with a flat tire. The
Very
road is
impressive
really treacherous.
sprint there by Big Dog. He timed it just perfectly. He had energy left at the end. You did see Guy especially dying right at the finish line. And Big Dog going in front there, winning the first race. Wow, now I don't want to talk to him because he's going to be smug as all hell. So, but
No. I'm not really that kind of person. Champion of the world.
yeah.
No, I'm kidding. Thank you. It was not the most electric of races, but at the end of the day, we tried. Several of us, the most experienced players, we tried to up the pace in the end, tried to get rid of all those domestics that other guys had been using to kill our break attempts. In the end, I actually managed to get Finn into the final sprint, but he died, he came back, he wasn't in conditions to launch standard, so I just picked my time. I think it was a good timing, and I had the luck on my side, I guess, and a well-timed sprint as well.
Yeah, what I saw and what you could really gather from that finish is that you did not die right before the finish line. Guy's rider kind of did. Garcia, he slowed down right before the finish line. You still were going 100%, and that's what got you the win right there.
Yeah, I tried to time the sprint as best as possible. Fortunately, sprint is one of my strong suits, and I don't have many, so I was happy that it worked out. I picked the right wheel as well. You gotta know your lobby when you're playing. Fortunately, there were no blocks or issues, and I'm very fortunate to have gotten the win. But it wasn't as I expected an enthusiastic race in the sense that breaks were not allowed, tactics were not allowed. We just had to carry our riders, take them to the finish line, and hope for the best. I'm hoping to see if we can change that on the next two races.
You could say that, but I do believe that it got a lot more exciting when you were 25 kilometers from the finish line. That's when the pace got super high, and you saw everyone dying, everyone going from the back. I did really like how that finished. Of course,
yeah, I think the ending was indeed worth the price of admission.
Yeah, and of course you should be happy because you won. Like, come on.
Yeah, I'm happy. I won. I'm ecstatic, but I still wanted to see a more fast-paced action race. Still, I can't complain much. A win is a win. At the end of the day, it's what we're here for. So I'm very happy with that.
Hey, no breaks. Like we said, no breaks.
No breaks.
The Morty way, the Fossil way, like we can call it now. And yes. It worked for Fossil, to be fair. He got fourth in the end. Not a really renowned player getting fourth, just like me, actually, on that first stage. I think it was his way of riding the race, and it got him the result he needed. It's not going to work on the mountain stages, though. That hard of a pace, not going to work.
Yeah, it was definitely an interesting one. Now we have 4 others soon.
Yeah, we're going into the second stage.
I'm seeing some comments in the chat. Guillermo says, "The Big Dog, I love you so much. We are great friends." He also says that what I actually did was follow Jose. Yes, I did follow Jose. Like I said, I picked what I thought was the best wheel, and then I timed my actual sprint. I think that was a smart move, and I think it worked. And the rest, what he says is, "The Big Dog, you are so awesome. You are like the best PCM player I ever saw. Much love to you." Thank you, Guillermo. You are also a very cool guy.
I'm not sure you're the best PCM player, but I do believe you picked the wheel of the best PCM player, and
yeah, I'm definitely not the best PCM player by any means. I'm not even good at it. I did have the presence of mind to know the lobby. Remember, there was a couple of options in which I would have to follow. Jose was one of the primary, obviously. I had the luck to get his wheel, stay there, and get the timing for the sprint right.
Yeah, and that is like
I mean, at the end of the day, that's one of the ways of doing a sprint. I've had people winning sprints by being in my wheel. It sucks when it happens to us. Naturally, it's not fun. It's not pretty. Uh, but it's a valid strategy, I guess.
yeah, a lot of players I talk to seem to think that sprints are easy. I disagree fully. I do not like doing sprints. They are difficult, and the timing has to be just right, and that's what got you the win. Easy
I
said.
thoroughly enjoy doing sprints. A lot of people like to say they are random, but they aren't. Obviously, there's some bit of luck involved when someone that doesn't know how to sprint can benefit of stuff like randomly and by luck having a better positioning, seeing other people get blocked and that person doesn't. There's a lot of things. It's fast paced, so any mistake is extremely hard or impossible to correct. So obviously there's a risk factor. Risk sometimes involves a little bit of randomness, but the sprint in itself, there's tactics to it. There's ways to do it well, and above all, there has to be great timing.
Yeah,
Indeed, you're right.
and like I did mention in the previous race, this World Cup is about minimizing those that randomness. It's about uh, having the best shot at winning in the end without losing by luck. That's what this is all about, and we're going to see that again in this stage, aren't we, Finn?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you see some interesting racing here. I hope so, as we also had some kind of more interesting races than some of yesterday in the first. I hope to see some early high pace, so we have a small group coming to the line, and we can maybe see that what the organizer said, that when a small group comes there, the sprint is normally pretty interesting there.
Yeah,
What's
and
your guess?
earlier when you talked to me, you did have a nice thought about how to do that last hill, effort-wise. Wise.
I'm not sure if it's a good, but we have a small bump there in the end, and you have to know this, and then you can maybe go like 90 up the hill, and then later hard 99, and then you could have a good position when some guys are pacing up early, in my opinion, but I don't know.
Okay, guys, as we prepare to launch the lobby in a couple of minutes, I have to say that I hope that there's a bit more action in here. The race starts with a little bit of a climbing there. We will see if there will be tags, if the pace is going to get high. I hope it's fun, and obviously, I hope I get some good points out of it. I'm going to go to the team car now. Keep going, guys. Amazing work so far. Many thanks.
See you there. And like I think this has a really interesting parkour if written uh, tactically well, because in that little dip you see in the hill on each lap, you
Yeah.
can get some seconds if you go down and then you're in that last part of the hill first. You can get some meters, and if you do that on the last lap, then all of a sudden the people behind you are stressing a lot. Gaining back time in downhill is almost impossible, so they have to use energy on the little bump after you get down that downhill. So it's all about making a smart and aggressive strategy here. If you want to drop people, you can't just ride 60 all the way through and believe that you're going to drop anyone.
Yeah, you're completely right at this point. Really hope for an attractive and interesting aggressive race there. I'm pretty sure if the race is really hard, this race could also be for the 82 climber. If the race is always this, what the player's making from it.
That was my tactic going into it. I actually didn't pick the cobble rider who has 76 hill for that race, because I did believe that if the pace was high up those hills, then his 60 mountain would really hurt him. But everyone else picked their 60 mountain guy, and the pace was slow. So you have to try to ride the race your way if you're going to get those advantages.
Yes, indeed, that's right.
Looks like we again are going to drop out and then again of lobby. This of course happened.
If I saw it right, one guy picked the wrong team, and then the host of the lobby had also the wrong team. And if the host of the lobby has the wrong team, he has normally the guys with wrong team have to quit. But if he quit, the lobby is gone.
Right. That makes sense. Happens fast if because when you're in that screen, you see all the teams, and just one wrong move, and you have the wrong team. But looks like we fixed that quite easily here, luckily. Now, what was your strategy going into this race when you rode it yesterday? Did you have one particularly?
I had no really strategy when I started the race. I make my strategy from how the race is going, but I definitely wanted to save the hill guy for the sprint. In the end, it might be better in our group pace to try to save the 77 sprinter for the sprint. But I was fully going for my 75 sprinter, my puncher.
For
I
sure.
also tried to attack with him and my climber on the before last climb. Didn't work apparently. Yeah.
Yeah, I did go for my 82 mountain guy, but he was just a little bit too slow up that final hill and ended at the back there. So of course you can go for that 82 mountain guy if the pace is faster over the whole race, but he may be a little too slow there at the end. And there's also about 1.5 kilometers of flat sprinting at the end there, and those guys can't really go there.
Yeah, definitely understand.
Looks like we everyone picked the right riders this time, and we're getting into the race. Great.
Yeah, I hope for some racing like in the group I'm hosting right now. While they are still in the lobby, I'm watching a bit of the race. Can tell you, we have a break of 11 riders, 1 minute up the road, and this is something I would like to see. Like some guys placed some helpers up front, but not really dangerous, so they can order them back later and have advantage of it.
Yeah, and on this stage specifically, since there's a almost mountainous climb right away, it's not going to work trying to do 99 relay to get the break back all the time. You can't do that over hills for a prolonged period of time. So we'll see if the break is left go, or if there again will be no breaks. We'll see.
We'll see. Last time it was basically fossil. Maybe it tries also play someone in the break this time. Yeah, it will be interesting to see the first part of the race, I think.
Yeah, of course, it's not a pretty style trying to get the breakaway back right away, but it worked for Fossil last race.
Yeah, indeed.
So do whatever works for you. That's what the game is all about.
Yeah, indeed. Of course, you annoy some guys, but when you have some advantage of it, it may be better when you do it like this. Just
yeah. Definitely, you have to ride to your strengths. Like Big Dog did last game, he knew he was good at sprinting. He didn't try to get away at the end there, and it worked out for him. So that's what you have to do.
Yes. So we have if Ivor is crashed while loading in, so they paused the game now and he will join back.
Makes sense.
There he is, I think.
Yeah. He says hello right there, so he's back. That's
perfect. Ivor back in the action.
Yeah. Oh.
Already first.
Sorry, what were you about to say?
Yeah, I hope to see a breakaway first, but we see Fossil already controlling the pace again.
Yeah, and we see what happens when you don't fully maybe pay attention all the way through. Ukraine there, Nikita at the back, having to use energy to get back into the pulp. That is not sound strategy when you have to do that over and over again for the whole race. So
Yeah,
hopefully
we are
he
already
gets back.
heading into the first part of part isn't already the first go through of the mountain. Heading into the mountain for the first time. And
Yeah.
will we see some attacks? Will we see some pacing changes or some stuff? We're seeing a Belgium coming at the front now and attacking with one guy. Try to create a
attack by Louis Viveka.
Nikita placing himself up the front. Will he follow?
Yes, and we see Big Dog positioning himself at the front, not pacing super hard, letting the lone guy go. There's, of course, no worry that guy alone to stay in the front all the way to the end. So it's perfectly fine just letting him go, doing his own thing.
By the way, in another group, Cycling Fan Italia won the first classic ahead of Psycho Alvaro and Miro. Emea will make party now as the Italian one.
Yeah. See the Belgian rider is caught again after Ivar goes hard and then
now we
attacks.
have an attack again. And he's attacking
from the
with
back
3
like
guys.
a greyhound.
Yes.
This climb
And there
features
comes
some
the
dreadful
3 guys.
percentages.
Most guys attacking with 3 guys mostly, because then you can save some guys at the front. You don't have to relay with all 3.
Yeah, that's something I've seen a lot of experienced players do, and it's of course not something done all the time in real life, but it does really work in the game because then you can relay with 2 of the guys, or maybe just 1 guy and have the other guy protect your leader in the breakaway.
Indeed, and Ivar is getting some lead here, like 1.5 minutes already.
Yeah, 2 minutes.
No one is working behind. This will not be the decisive move, I'm pretty sure about this, but he might get some advantage later of it when you have someone placed at the front. If we see an aggressive race, if we just see guys going for a sprint, placing riders up front won't help that much. Well, because guys will just go for catching the break and then sprint. But yeah, you'll see.
Yeah, we will see. It seems like it's settled back at 1 minute 20, 1 minute 30, and that is a good distance for the peloton to leave the breakaway at.
Yeah, indeed, I think so too.
If one player
Simon
gets
Yates is off.
well over 2 minutes with 3 of his riders, then you start kind of, or at least I do, start kind of panic and be like, oh no, we can't let this break get more than that. But 1 minute 30 is completely fine, I would say.
Yeah, I don't see exactly which rider he placed at the front, but it shouldn't be his leader. Ivar won't place his leader up front because you just waste some energy with him, and the guys will just, yeah, you know what I mean. You're just chasing him down, and he has less bars. Then it isn't that good. But
seems like he has what I would think of as domestics there in the break. 70 mountain guy, 68 mountain guy.
Simon Yates goes into the attack.
Maybe Leknesson with 78 mountain. I'm not sure.
Leknesson Leknesson is the 78 mountain of the Norway team.
Yeah, he is, and that is potentially a dangerous rider if he still has 1 minute 30 going into the last big climb and goes hard with Leknesson. That's going to be difficult to catch.
When he goes into the last 2 climbs with this lead with Leknesson, he won't get catched. I'm pretty sure about that. If he not fuck his bars completely, but I'm pretty sure he won't get solo with Leknesson in this part of the race. But if yes,
for sure, and I do believe we did see in the little updates there that Big Dog did attack with 3 people as well, and is trying to catch up to. Yes, we see there trying to catch up to Ivar.
Yeah, and you see now a guy with his full team. Is he attacking or is he just upping the pace really hard? Tire 99.
It looks like he's upping the pace, and
He got the gap. He got actually a gap with his 6 riders, and now Fossil will up the pace.
yeah, it's interesting that players like Jose, for example, are not trying to catch that gap. They know that Fossil wanted to ride hard in the peloton last race, and they're telling him, "Well, do it again then."
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Joseph Pereira knows that that there are some guys there they will panic. He is a good player. He don't have to panic. He knows he has the energy when he wants to, and he knows some other players will panic and close it for him. He is really calm, I would say.
Yeah, that's another part where you see the best players really differentiate themselves, conserving energy, not wasting energy when it's not necessary. When we will later have in the latter rounds of the World Cup have mountain stages with a mountaintop finish,
Yeah.
the gaps can get a lot bigger because some players are just a lot better at conserving energy early in the stage.
Yeah, there are players with really good bar management, and then there are some players they are not bad. They are playing really well, but they're not going for their bar management. They're going for their aggressive race. They're creating gaps earlier and something like this.
Yes, or riding super hard in the peloton, for example, which can work on some stages, not so much in others. So you have to adapt your style for the race you want to race as well.
Yes.
See, the gap is only 45 seconds now after they caught the Belgian team, but now the pace is slow down again.
Because of the Belgian team, the pace was going up really high. That was the fact that the Belgian guy was attacking, it wasn't.
And we see both Ivar and Big Dog have signed one cyclist each to ride really hard at the front of the breakaway. I do like how this race has gone so far. There has been more action than what I saw yesterday, at least. And we can only hope that the pace keeps being high here. Now we finished one lap of the big hills at the start of each, or which make up all the laps. We're going to do this 2 more times.
Yes.
And this race, because of that, is going to take some time. And what I did really notice, because I'm like maybe other players used to playing on like +8 or +4, and it's really different to pay attention and follow along for this marathon of a race where if you make one mistake, especially late in these races, the whole race is gone. So
I agree.
Keeping fresh mind and having water next to you.
I mean, for example, especially in tour, we have 4 stages to play, and sometimes there's a TTT and whatever, and sometimes there's also a flat stage. And this is the key. Some guys are not paying that much attention to the flat stage, but when you drop there, you lost the tour before the real mountain stages to fuck your people.
Yeah, and we do see Belgium now attacking with 3 guys as well.
Which guys in the 77 sprinter? And yeah, can you show us the other guys, maybe? Which was attacking?
Not sure he can hear us, but
yeah. But
either way,
definitely 3 guys attacking.
3 guys, and again we see this trend that we mentioned earlier about attacking with 3 guys at once, so you don't have to waste energy. And we did see there he did bring his 78 mountain guy up, and
Jose Pereira on the move with 2 guys with his 78 mountain. Yeah, interesting move.
And the peloton is stretching out a little bit there. We saw.
Yes.
With Fossil going hard with the whole team.
This climb is feared by many riders. The percentages are very high.
He did catch Belgium and Portugal right there.
And now he's upping the pace really. It looks like he will breaking. He's just going like 85 or 90 or something, but really high pace, it looks like.
Yeah, and that does catch some players off guard sometimes. Again, like, if you stop paying attention for 2 seconds, especially right there when we saw that the road got thinner, you just get caught behind. And we see how Big Dog got dropped by Ivar, who also went really hard through that small turn and got 40 seconds all of a sudden by just that little move.
We have really up pace now in this group, definitely.
Yes, we again see Fossil sitting in front, setting now a nice pace, but Ivar did not want Big Dog in his breakaway, it did seem like there.
I didn't see actually what happened. It looks like a ride of Big Dog was dead, but yeah, he looks like Ivar attacked away.
It did.
No, he's actually sad because I got dropped while tending to the peloton, so less help he gets in the front. That's why he was saying, no, Big Dog. It was just some tough luck, actually. No, I'm serious. It was actually some tough luck. I was tending to the peloton on that climb, forgot to change the man relaying. He died. Shit happens, I guess.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I mentioned earlier about not paying attention when you have
it's crucial indeed.
It's one of the big reasons why I myself and maybe other less experienced players, like for example Fossil, are scared of putting guys in the breakaway, because if you stop paying attention for just a little bit, then either guys in the peloton or in the breakaway get dropped just like that. Seems like you're getting back though.
Yeah, I am. I don't know in what condition, but we'll see. Meanwhile, I have to try and manage both things at the same time, which, as everyone knows, I'm terrible at, because I do not have any focus for this. But it's been an interesting race so far. We finally had a chance to have a breakaway that lasted more than 2 minutes. That in itself is cool. We'll see how it goes.
Is this why you prefer sprinting, so you don't have to pay attention to multiple things at once?
No, I actually like the speed and the rush that comes with it, but I think not paying attention to stuff has become quite my trademark when it comes to PCM. I am known for getting distracted even with a slight breeze, and in the beginning that used to cost me loads of races. Now, not as many, but it still happens from time to time, and boy, do I get angry about it. But it is what it is. We can't change who we are.
Oh, of course, and again, there's the mental part of gaming, and especially on this level, that if you get tired, if you have a bad day, Tim Soski mentioned it to me yesterday, the big reason why he struggled so much was because he didn't have a lot of energy otherwise that day. So then paying attention for, again, ×1 for 30 minutes for one race, that's really hard to do.
I gotta be honest, I've been working the entire day, and a work that actually I have to use my actual mind, so not only does that make me be tired with the brain, but also with the rest of the body by extension. So yeah, I get it. I get what Joe said. It's definitely very hard to be focused after a whole day of work, school, whatever it is that all people have to do in their day to day. It's not the easiest of things, but we do this for fun. We want to have fun, win or lose. At the end of the day, if we have some good fun and some stories to tell later, I think it's worth it.
Yeah, and if you win, that's a bonus, right?
Yeah. I mean, I already got my stage win today. That is fun. It does not guarantee that I go through. Quite the opposite so far. There's still 2 races to go. a good result here would be really a step in that direction, but I think it's too soon to start making predictions. I don't know if I'm gonna go have that good result or not. We'll see. I will try.
Correct me on this if you remember otherwise, either of you, but I can't remember seeing a results page with someone winning a stage and then not making it through thus far, but it can happen, of course.
It can happen, but especially with this point system, if it is the last stage, which is the one worth more, it is harder, but it can still happen.
Yeah, of course, you get less points for winning the first stage and all that.
Yes, if I recall correctly, it's 80, 100, 120, right, Finn? Okay, thank you. Indeed. So this is why I'm not exactly sure that the qualification is in the pocket or something like that. Far from it. There's still a lot of race to go, and we'll see.
We did also there see some teams having to use energy because they were dropped a little bit at the back of the peloton, as the peloton did ride faster. And yeah, here, Big Dog, again, not paying attention, falling off the back.
Yeah, struggling a little bit, but I should make it back in just 1 second. There we go.
Then we Big Dog back in the peloton after talking to us. Appreciate that.
Yeah, no worries. I would like to say I'm a jack of all trades, but we all know that's not true, not even remotely. So I'll go back to the race and we'll see.
You're a jack of no trades, master of one, is I guess what we can say.
Pretty much, I guess so, yes.
Great sprinting. Oh, I mean, you would crush me in any stage, to be sure, but the best of the best, like Jose Pereira, for example, they are good at everything, and it's really impressive to see. Especially being good in normal road racing and in time trials, being so different from each other, but performing well in each. That's really impressive.
I mean,
we see
Jose Pereira is also pretty good on the track. We hadn't seen track races so far in this World Championships, but also there he is one of the main favorites in disciplines, and that's what I appreciate the most.
Yeah, for sure. Track's a totally different thing. Yes. Really difficult race as well, and with a lot of small differences.
Yes, track is completely different, and he's good in road and track as well, and that's why he's combined both together. He is the best of the world, I would say.
He is the Wout van Aert of PCM.
We see upping the pace by Fosse, you know.
Yes, Ivar again trying to get away.
We have a split in the peloton.
Yeah, and that's what happens when Ivar tries to go at the front, and then Fosse says, no, not allowed, and then some teams get
the riders
dropped.
are in a portion above 10%.
Pereira was the guy who makes the split as last. He really carries the B in this 15-man group now, and now it will get interesting. When the guys relay, they are now up front. They could finish this. They are 4 or something with their leader. Might be able to, I think.
For sure, and we see the guys in the back getting back into the peloton, but how much energy did that take? Like, energy conserving is so important here, and unlike Lombardia, you can't go 99 in the last hill, so keeping your energy high is really important. And it is actually the main mountain rider of Eva in front as well.
Yes, I think he's doing this, what you said before. He's going for his puncture, and now he's trying to make some pressure, because also the mountain rider could make some damage on this stage, so we want to force the others to pace. I'm pretty sure about this.
Yeah, of course, like the second to last hill, that's a long hill, and a 82 mountain guy can make some damage up there, so it's dangerous having him up the road.
There we go, that's 2/3 of the race behind us.
I do like Ivar taking these chances after not really being successful in the first stage. He does now put pressure on everyone else.
And we have first results of the second classic. Hebe won before Pierre and Ghosty on third. Again, both Germans in the top 3. I'm not guessed or something, but I like that.
Yeah, just as I like Ivar being active here, it's natural. It's
yeah, but I like
what
Ivar
happens.
being active there too. He's a good friend of me.
I mean, you did just leave PCM Germany and went to PCM Norge, and
yes,
I guess
like
is there some sore feeling still there in PCM Germany?
Yeah, well,
maybe.
I'm good friends with all guys of Germany, and I'm good friends with all guys of Norge, so pretty fine. I'm friends with them all.
That's a very diplomatic answer, I must say. You sound like a politician. As we see Jose Pereira going with 3 guys off the front. That's dangerous.
Did he attack with some domestics, or did he attack actually with his captain? Pretty interesting to see now. Attacking with his 81 Cabal, which also can sprint a bit, but his 60 mountain could kill him a bit.
But 76 hill, if he is still in the front before that last hill, that 76 hill is going to pay dividends. But he seems like he's pacing with him more than anything else. This now is really interesting. It's over 40 seconds now to the breakaway. As we go down this last downhill on the last lap before we get to the last 2 hills.
I just pay attention quick on the last 2 kilometers of the group I'm hosting and tell you the result of this then.
Sounds good.
We have all guys going in the sprint. Some guys are coming from behind, and we see Diego Lissi winning it, so Francesco Grassi winning the race. It was pretty close again. Julian Alaphilippe Aure again second. I think he was third already.
A rider is taking his chance alone?
Before. Yes. No. Jose is now 1 minute ahead with the 3 guys, and this is pretty interesting move. I mean, I would not give Jose 45 seconds or something with 3 guys. It's still Jose.
For sure, but like Ivar kind of alluded in the chat, you think when you're over that last round of the big hill, you're like 30 kilometers away, but no, there's still 42 kilometers from here on, so you can't go full throttle to the finish line from here on. But having those 3 guys up the road, if only it is to help your leader, to make your leader not have to do any work, that's still really nice for Jose. As we see Nikita and Belgium having to do some work there in the peloton. By the way, you have muted yourself if you can't see it. We see Big Dog now putting a hard pace at the front of the peloton, making sure that Jose and Ivar don't get too much time. I do like this from the Big Dog. But they aren't getting that much closer, and you do wonder how much energy do you use on trying to get back to the break before this second to last hill, because in that hill you can make up 40 seconds just like that. As we now are around 6 kilometers away from that second to last hill, the longer one of the 2, and the one where you can make a difference if you have energy left, for sure. As we see Fossil trying to get back to the break, Belgium as well. They don't want 3 guys from Jose to be in the front going into that hill, for sure. Using a lot of energy for that. As Jose is mocking in the chat. Well, here we go. Again, Ivar has his best mountain guy right at the front, but not setting a super high pace right from the start at least.
Yeah, now we see.
Still at the front though with his best mountain guy, but his other riders are not situated great, so they have to go for Fosshair.
Yeah, that would not be the best thing, maybe, because
because he
better sprinters.
Yeah, and he isn't dropping anyone.
A rider
but
just launched an attack.
Belgium there attacking.
Also with the 82 mountain guy.
I do like that. They can make up some difference on this longer hill right here, and as we are at the top now going down. The peloton does get a little more stretched out going into this downhill here. And now it's all about positioning. Again, minimizing the RNG that you'll face in those downhill finishes by being best positioned before then.
15 kilometers remaining.
Indeed, you have to be well positioned now. Also, if it's kinda a luck finish with the downhill, you need luck, of course, but you also have to be well positioned.
Yeah, like, who cares about luck if you are 5 seconds behind before the finish line?
Right. Definitely right.
It's all about not making mistakes, not pushing too hard, not pushing too little, but being situated right at front. As Ivar makes a little attack with the 78 mountain, and no one's following that, but he didn't try as much.
It was a try. Try's a try, but
he just wanted to up the pace, it seemed.
Jose has 5 guys still left.
Really impressive from him, but we would expect nothing else as we go into this last steep hill right now.
It's in such percentages that the strongest can create some gaps.
Looks like Jose is going full throttle right away, as well as Big Dog, but we'll see if any of the riders die before they're at the top. Now the pace is a little slower, but they run it up again now.
And they keep on attacking. Anyone that's low on gas definitely won't be able to keep up. 5 kilometers remaining.
Up again. That was what I was speaking about. We have Steen upping the pace there now.
For sure, and Steen has positioned himself perfectly here. He used energy really well. We'll see if that pays dividends. But in the downhill, Fossil rides it really well and positioned his 2 riders right at the front. And
the strong men
more
are
riders
giving
you have,
all.
the better chance you have. But
and we have Ivor at the left side now. Jose from the front.
But looks like
he snatched victory in that mass sprint finish. He can thank his teammates who let him out in perfect conditions. We're waiting for the back markers who appear to be fairly numerous in this difficult race.
That you could see there, like certain riders losing energy right before the finish line there, as maybe some people getting some of their better sprinters over that last hill paid dividends. As you saw, like 3-4 different riders right at the front before the finish line, but I mean, no one's surprised. Jose got it.
Yes. Interesting finish. Close as in every group, I think.
Close, but there was some differences there, and Jose did it all right in the end. As I maybe thought he was a little too far behind in the downhill, but he got back. Really impressive.
Yeah, he kind of used the boost.
All right, guys, I'm back. That was great race for me, but the end I completely missed the positioning, and that's vital for a well executed sprint, especially in this type of parkour. Great win by Jose, definitely well deserved, well played, and now everything is quite open when it comes to
Lombardia.
well qualification. Yeah, Lombardia is definitely going to be decisive.
Do we have any information on the standings right at this point?
At this point, I have no idea if the standings are already done for this group or not. It would be good to know where we are going as Lombardia is about to start in 5 minutes. That information would be good. I don't know. I know Jose is in a very good position right now with this win and second place. Uh, he definitely is almost there. I know he doesn't even need one win at this point in the last stage. Uh, I don't remember who did the third and fourth in the previous race.
Now for the best moments of the day.
It should be quite the interesting score as we speak.
Does look like it, though. Sadly, I think Ivar, my fellow Norwegian, may look a little bit bad as he did finish near the bottom on both.
I finished in sixth. That isn't good for me at all. I don't remember the point scale down until the sixth place, but I definitely need something else out of Lombardia if I still want to pass.
Indeed. And Ivor had again go all in on the last race.
Yeah, and again, that's the good thing about.
I actually have enjoyed seeing Ivar here because he knew he had when it comes to score, yeah, he knew he had a gap to close after not making it well in the first race. He definitely tried. He was always very active. He didn't have the luck of the sprint. And by luck, I'm not saying like some I don't know who it was that was saying in the lobby that Jose won with luck. No, that wasn't luck. That was a perfectly well executed finish, and Jose is very good at them. I don't think Ivar had fortune on his side, so to speak, for the second time on a row. But I still think that if he wins Lombardia, there might still be a chance for him to go through.
Well, to path as when he wins, there's a really good chance to go through under the top three, I think, as well, or go through as one of the top four. They're also going some fourth places through.
Yes, indeed. Right now, I don't know. I don't know my score. I know I did 80 points in the first race. A sixth place here isn't ideal, so I should be around 100 points maximum, something like that. I would say that depending on who wins Il Lombardia, might be a case where podium might be enough for me. It will obviously depend on who does the first place and the second. And if it goes anything like it did on some lobbies yesterday, this might yet again come down to a sprint.
Yes.
That is very true.
It can come down to sprint, but I would also look really forward to see some decisive attacks on the climbs in the middle. I mean, guys like Ivar really have to go for it. Like he has to win this now, and it's better to win the solo than go in the lottery of the sprint.
Yeah, but true. I think that Lombardia, depending obviously on what some of the less experienced players do, might now, with the way things have been going, might now be open to tax. It might be a tax season in the final race of the day. I certainly can try something depending on the situation. Obviously, it wouldn't be a bad idea. but I know that with the classification being so divided as it probably is right now, hunting season is now open, and I think everyone is gonna try something to try and get through.
Ivar did now send the standings.
Did he?
Yes,
This is
and
interesting now.
it is indeed Jose in front of Guy and Big Dog in third.
Could you
And
tell the corresponding points, please?
yes, Jose Pereira is at 145 points. Guy is at 130. Big Dog at 98. T is at 68. Fossil 60. Coles 60. Ivar 15. And Stee at 15. So it is really open behind those top two. We did see in the first two stages, Guy and Jose Pereira did really show their class.
Hold on, I'm having some issues here.
I'm pretty sure Jose Pereira will go through. He's a great mountain player and he has already now an amount of points. But I think we will see some actions from guys that are a bit way more behind, so they can try to create gaps to the guys that are better positioned in GC and gain some points back. So maybe can still pass as this stage gives definitely the most points of this evening.
Yeah, and what I do really like of Ivar is that when he needs those points, he's not afraid of going and getting them, being aggressive, going early, and making some surprises. And I think we'll see that here in this race.
Yes.
I definitely like people that take the offensive stance within reason, obviously, because I also see quite the opposite. Sometimes I see some guys saving every single man they can, and in the end, they end up doing nothing with them, and that's pretty much a waste. So it has been fun to see Ivor definitely trying to get something out of the race. Second attempt, he strikes. Yet again, strikes a little bit out, but I think he's still in the race. Even with only 15 points, one win would put him there, depending on how others do.
For sure, and I do believe now that anyone who wins this one can get through.
Yeah, indeed.
Because it's so close behind those first two. So you are definitely not safe yet.
No, not at all. Not even close.
So it
And
will
I
be
think
really exciting to
also
see.
the two guys who are a bit behind will not who have still chance to go through, but they have to play really well this now.
Yeah, and those are two that we've already seen riders who can ride aggressively in Ivar and Stee. So I do feel like this race can definitely become explosive. Yeah.
Well, we're about to see. Shouldn't be long until the race is up. We're currently in the process of choosing teams and all of that. Looking at the parkour, I think the obvious choice here is obviously the 82, I believe, in this database mountain guy. I remember that there was quite a few tight sprints in some groups yesterday. This might indicate that perhaps energy management might not be as key as one could expect, but I also wasn't present in all those groups, so I can't be sure. It should be an interesting race. The thing is, given the current status on GC, I definitely wait a lot of action here. I definitely think it's going to happen.
For sure, and what I did really notice by this stage yesterday is that maybe energy management doesn't matter as much with your main guy, but me especially, I lost all my domestiques before the last two bigger climbs, and having those at the end can really pay dividends.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, energy management is still crucial, like in a lot of races, obviously. But if you compare this to any summit finish, any long summit finish, you know that in those, each centimeter or even millimeter sometimes of the bar of yellow that you lose, it's game over. You're not going to win if there's a more experienced player in the lobby. If there's someone that knows how to do better energy management, game over. Period. In here, there's more leniency, and so I'm curious to see what can happen here in this specific lobby with these specific circumstances when it comes to GC.
Yes. Will be interesting racing now in Lombardia.
I think it's make it or break it time.
For sure, and getting well positioned before that last climb, because in that last climb you can basically go full effort the whole way up, but being in the front before then so you don't have to maneuver around everyone in the climb itself is going to be important.
Yes, completely.
All right, guys, we are about to launch. I'll see you in a bit, and good luck to me.
Yes, good luck to you.
Thank
indeed.
you.
Break a leg. Okay.
I hope not, but the feeling is appreciated naturally. Thank you.
Crashers are off, so no worries for you. The interesting thing about this parkour, I feel like, is the fact that there is, a lot of steep climbs, a lot of difficult climbs, but then also a lot of long downhills. So a lot of riders just gain back all that red and all that yellow in those downhills.
Yeah, then, but the fact that some guys are having more much yellow than others, cause when you will be the important pace, who can up the pace in the end, normal, and in the end, again,
get a nice gap before that last hill, because if you do have a 20-second gap before then and you still have enough energy to go full effort, I do believe you just take it, because it's really hard to come from behind and get in front of you then.
Yes, for sure.
Do you think there's any validity in going for any other rider than the main mountain guy here, or like can anyone else really survive these mountains?
Yes, I'm sure that it is possible when you play well. Joe did it yesterday. Joe played for his puncture and he survived it, but the pace has to be really, really slow.
For sure.
Definitely, but it is possible. We saw it yesterday. He dropped on the last climb, but because of the near to 80 downhills that he came back in the downhill and in the final group, but didn't win the sprint. He had the better sprint stat, but as it was downhill, it was quite a lot really. So, yeah.
For sure, and when everyone is going 99 effort up that last hill, it's difficult to get any time on that hill either. So it is about that downhill sprint, but getting good position, getting in front before the hill start, that's definitely important, because if you are already behind then you may struggle.
Yeah, indeed. You have to be at the front. Yeah, you have to be the guy. You have to be in the front group. Otherwise, you didn't have a chance at the top of the last climb. Definitely. Sure.
Yeah, for sure. We aren't seeing any attacks yet, but when the players have situated their riders, put them on the right effort, I do hope that we'll see some nice attacks early. As Steve jokingly says that he'll set his alarm for half an hour, I do believe that if you actually do that, you'll easily get dropped or lose too much energy by maintaining position. But yeah, it is a long stage. It's going to take a lot mentally out of the players.
And
it's all about stamina here.
It's going to take a long time. I think Lombardia is around 45 minutes or something.
He's making a break for it. Will it prove to be
you
too
think
early?
you're halfway through when you have halfway of the kilometers left, but there's a lot of uphills at the end, so you're not even a third way through at that point, as we see Ivar going with 3 guys in the break once again.
The group I'm in, I'm commentating now, have 160 kilometers still to go, so we're already also in the flat, but they passed the first mountain hill.
He's going to take them on by himself.
Coming there. Still with everything chilled.
Again, Big Dog trying to join Ivar in the break. The two know each other very well, of course, and are keen on working together. We'll see if they're allowed to go. I do believe both players have a 78 mountain guy trying to go in the break, and that can do some damage for sure.
Yes. Ivor again placing 3 guys up front. Interesting move.
Yeah, again, this is what you see a lot of experienced players do, having multiple guys in the break, so they don't die as quick, and
Yes.
you can push the pace with your group or a breakaway leader, as it were.
Oh, the riders really have no luck with today's weather.
They already have 1.5 minutes. That's again a nice distance between themselves and the peloton. Not too
Yeah.
much, not too little.
I could imagine Ivor is just trying to place them up front, and later he tags with the other guys who try to catch, and then you have all his helpers there. Or later he can order back to use them. Maybe having like this, like a religious station.
For sure, it's a nice tactic that is difficult, especially if you're a newer player, to really do well, because you have to pay attention in the peloton, you have to pay attention in the break, you have to work together with the other people in the break, and then you have to make the right moves when the break gets caught. It's not an easy thing to do.
Yes. Ivor's talking about that Deal should just chill. I guess he's working in the peloton behind, but he's just pacing, it looks like, and Ivor don't want.
Ivar wants this breakaway to go through to at least when the bigger climbs start.
Yeah,
and
then he can get advantage through the fact that he has a leader. Pretty sure about that, so he don't want that some guys. It's a classic move. You say don't waste your energy, do the best for yourself, but you just say it because you're annoyed that you will get chased down. I know this. Of course, I also did that. But it is for sure also not the best for him to chase everything down now. I mean, it's no 82 mountain there or something after all.
yeah, there is no real reason to catch this right away, because you know that eventually they'll probably be caught, and using that energy in the mountains is more efficient than sprinting with the guy on the flat to get some time back. But it does look like Peloton is letting them go, as they now have over 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Finally, this looks like more of a normal sort of stage where the breakaway are allowed to have some room and have some ability to ride for themselves a little bit at least. We'll see how this will go in the first hill coming up soon. Again, I'm really happy for these players that crashes are turned off, as it's raining a whole hell of a lot here, and in these downhills, usually when you play with crashes on, everyone just falls right away.
Yeah. The faulty multiplayer would be a nice.
As the breakaway almost has 3 minutes now, and we're putting in a nice break, as we see both Big Dog and Ivar have chosen one rider each to relay at the front. probably
This downhill
while
will
their
allow the
other
riders to
dynasty
recover from their earlier efforts.
protects their secondary mountain guy.
Yeah, I think so too. But I'm pretty sure they just want that the secondary mountain guy have good energy later to order him back and make a good attack with their rear wheel. They're playing with this.
For sure. They're making sure that, yes, they are using energy right now with their domestiques, but that's because later in the stage, these guys in the peloton have to use a lot of energy to get them back in.
Yes.
So it's definitely a good strategy if you can pull it off. As we are close to entering the first uphill stage soon, the Madonna del Gisalo. I am terrible at Italian, but that was my best try. But I mean, it's a deceptive part of the stage for sure, because you're waiting for the steeper, the longer climbs, but this one is not easy either.
It is easy. You have to be well positioned and you have to try to save as much energy as you want and don't get dropped, of course, while saving energy.
Definitely, it's 10 kilometers of a pretty steep uphill, and then a little flatter stage, and final steeper climb at the end. It seems like it's both players.
This climb features some dreadful percentages.
Relays at the front, and therefore the pace shouldn't be too high. But I do like that the peloton behind, as I say that, or about to say that, they catch up quite a bit.
Yeah.
It's easy to get 30 seconds, a minute on these uphills. For sure.
Yeah, we have Stein making a move now.
Yeah, and Fossil is following along as some guys get dropped a little bit behind, and Guy has to use energy to get them back.
Yeah.
There's some that just can't keep up. There are gaps beginning to appear at the rear.
Was Pereira doing this for first?
Yeah. As we see that there is a gap back there between Peloton and an A1 group who got caught a little bit behind. They should of course be able to catch back up, but
yes,
they'll use energy doing that, so it's not ideal.
Definitely not ideal, that's right.
As we see, the break only has 1 minute all of a sudden. Just the peloton.
They had 3 minutes, but the rhythm changing behind.
Yeah, Jose Pereira has all his 6 guys behind actually.
That's interesting. Jose dropped that, but Jose will keep calm and pacing it with a slow rhythm back. I'm pretty sure pace will go out after this mountain and then we will get back.
Yeah, because you have to wonder how much energy Fossil and the others pacing in the peloton are using here, because the other guys get back right away without using too much. As the break is caught now, so we're all together again.
Yes.
How far from the finish line are they in your group, by the way?
100 kilometers, they are starting this big climb in the middle now. We have 2 groups, one group with 9 guys, and not everyone is in there. So one guy has 3, 2 other guys have 2. Interesting situation.
Yeah, exciting stuff going into those hills. As we do see again here a gap forming, but
we are now it is a more interesting gap in my opinion, because now we have really 3 players with their captains up the road, I think, and all others behind, something like this.
Yeah, and on this stage in my group yesterday, we did see a similar thing where the breakaway actually was a bigger group than the peloton itself. So it is easy to all of a sudden get 30 seconds, but again, you don't use much energy getting it back on the flat, so you do wonder how much these guys sitting at the front pushing the pace are using here in pretty unnecessary way, as they just get back right away.
Yes. And now it will be interesting if you see a new break or something, or if we just chill for now.
For sure, as Ivor again thought it was a fun break, but it did not last.
Steelers up in the rhythm at the front of the goal line again.
Yes, as Ivar moves to the front. Now I think we've settled into a nice, pretty average pace at the front of the peloton. Not too hard, not too slow.
Yeah, they will just be fast enough to, or slow enough, you can also say, do not run out of energy, do not lose any energy, at least right now.
Yeah, you can relay about 55-50 without using any yellow, so that is probably what the riders look to do here in this flat part.
Indeed.
Yeah, it like
as I just noticed that Guilherme asks, how did these lovely, wonderful, amazing men lost 3.5 minutes in one climb? Well, as I was answering to my dear friend, when there's someone pacing behind in the peloton, harder, most likely, or not most likely, for sure, harder than they probably should, that tends to happen.
Yeah, getting 3 minutes in one hill is not difficult in this game, because you just catch up right away. It's much harder to do that on flatter parts, as we see some teams here upping the tempo again.
Right now, there was a fun break between me and Ivar. That wasn't bad. It did last for a bit, but I guess that now everyone will anticipate the next big climb to come, Valico di Valcava, and there we might see something happen. I don't know. It's 11 kilometers. There's room to work there. Let's see if the race explodes there. Right now we're just strolling on a Tuesday night. Everything is calm. Life is beautiful.
Calm before the storm, as they say.
Yes, indeed. Usually it is like that in classics like this one, and even mountain stages. Sorry.
By the way, in the other group, after already winning the second stage, roughly attacking into the downhill of the first bigger climb, and have a lead of 15 seconds.
Very interesting.
As Fossil is the first person who has a domestique drop, that is not a big problem, as I believe you can pretty much do the same thing with 5 riders as you do with 6 here.
Especially it should be
But it is notable, as he was riding really hard earlier in the stage, so you do wonder how much energy his other riders have left.
I'm pretty sure others have better bars than him.
I do believe, as especially Jose has been riding slow, being dropped a few times, no problem, he gets back right away. I do think he has a lot of energy here. And even though he knows he probably is through here, even finishing last, he is a competitive guy. You know that he wants to win this.
Yeah,
one.
of course. And also for the seats for the.
Yeah, but the thing is here, the burden of sorry, the burden of having to do everything, working, closing everything, it's no longer up to him as much because his qualification is pretty much short. If he gets like a podium, something within those reaches, he definitely has even first place pretty much in the bag. So I think now pressure will be on to the second place, I believe, Via, even me, to try and get something done. And I think the fact that Juza can play this without that additional pressure might make it for a more unpredictable race.
For sure. And yeah, I do think that explosions will come quicker as we close in on the first big mountainous part of the stage. As you did mention, Big Dog, it's 10 kilometers of pretty steep hill. So
yeah, it has an 8.3 average and a 15.1 max, so should be fun.
Fun.
Yes, fun.
Yes.
I would not have fun if I rode that in real life, I gotta say.
Well, that's a completely different story, though.
I would not get anywhere close to the top of that mountain. I mean, truly, cyclists are amazing athletes, I have to say.
Indeed. Alright, guys, we're about to start in a few kilometers. I will go back to screaming with my riders. See you in a bit.
It's nice hearing from you.
Cheers.
And we start the interesting part of the racing now.
We do, as we see trains forming. It's a part of the game that some players I know do not appreciate, people going full trains, but it is done because it is a smart strategy to preserve energy.
Definitely.
The Sky Train, as or Ineos Train, I guess, as it has come to be known. Who do you think makes the first move here up these mountains?
I don't know. I think one of the guys like Ivor Stain, who are way much behind, will make a move to maybe get some seconds. The guys behind looking at each other and they go for something like this, you know?
Yeah, as we see both Stein and Ivar moving to the front, they definitely need to do something here to have a chance at qualifying.
Yes. When they win, they have pretty good chance to qualify for now.
Yeah, that's the good thing about having these points escalate. Having latter stages mean a little bit more. It makes the races that much more interesting.
Yes, indeed. Big Dog is upping the rhythm now at the front and is making a move.
It looks like he's going really hard, at least, as
only a few riders are capable of following the very fast pace up front.
Yeah, so we see Steen is the only one who even dares to go half as fast as the Big Dog's Domestiques just die behind him. He is going super hard here.
He's really upping the rhythm.
I feel like he gets less logical when he leaves us, you know, but I mean, if he wants to, he can go.
Yeah, of course.
As we see now, a lot of teams' Domestiques are already dying even before we finish this first mountain.
Yeah. Indeed, interesting situation so far.
Also, most of the front, most players now have free riders.
The riders are
left
going through a very tough portion with percentages above 10%.
Yeah, one of them looked pretty tired though, so
yeah, they were nice, and I'm pretty sure about that.
Big Dog now
Big
has
is landing really hard now. Really pushing this hard.
Has 30 seconds, and he has his main mountain guy at the front, so you know he has him putting effort on, and the others following, most likely. And that just puts a lot of pressure on the people behind, because if they are relaying with their 78 mountain guy or their 73 mountain guy, they just don't have the pace of Froome at the front.
Yeah, indeed. But now guys are catching up, and Ivor and Jose are a bit behind there.
They are, for sure. Again, this may just be the mastermind, Jose, just preserving energy. Sure, but not wasting energy on this first time. He knows that it's possible to get back in the downhill.
And there he comes.
Yeah, now he puts up the energy. Now he knows he can go super hard from right here to the top of the mountain, and it uses that final part of the climb to get back, it seems, as he does right here.
And Big Dog's rider really don't looking good, to be honest.
I mean, not surprising considering he went so hard.
Yeah, but that could be already... Yeah, well, that's the top of the climb. He makes it with his captain, and that's the important thing. But Jos Pereira is looking to upping the pace over the climb.
Yeah, like mentioned earlier, if you only care about your leader,
they're heading downhill, so they've got to make sure to keep warm and make no mistakes on their trajectory.
And that leader will most likely make it to the finish either way. As I do really like Big Dog making this a little more interesting.
Falling behind! A team leader is falling behind!
I agree in this.
And now you see...
And now the guys behind are watching each other. This is the chance of the Big Dog.
Yeah, he knows now that if they slow down, as we see Jose being like, no, I have to push the pace right away again.
He don't have to push. If Big Dog wins this, he's completely fine. He's completely fine anyway. If one guy is go, he don't have to care if one guy overtakes him at 3 guys cars. Other guys have to.
That is also true, but again, he may want to be in the front in the end.
Hello, Twan.
Hello.
What's going on? How goes?
No,
Your race?
it ended well, which I think is enough to qualify me, so that's nice.
Nice. You won the last one.
Yes.
GG to this, mate. GG.
Yeah. We went, me and Pierre went on the climb. We had another French guy, Matou, in there as well, but he only had 2 riders. And I had 2 minutes for free with my hill rider, so I could use him very well. And we just kept on pacing. We had a minute over top of the big climb. Then on the third climb of the series, they just gave us a minute for free over the top, and it was done. And then we just on the final climb in that series, we dropped the other French guy, and we went for a 2-up race up the final hill, and I think I caught him off guard. So
nice, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
We have Big Dog here with a minute on the way, but he looked already pretty dead in the climb before, while others still had help us doing stuff. He is riding really aggressive.
He does have one domestic in that group behind, to be fair, but that domestic did look really tired. As we see Steve, who did need points
really
here to get by, catches up and goes past.
He parsed him already. Yeah, Big Dog really was going too hard, I think.
Trying to make it interesting, I guess.
Yeah, definitely.
As we see now, Steve getting basically the same gap that Big Dog did, and he has the helper. So this will be exciting now.
With the helper, it could actually work better than without, of course.
As this next climb that we are in right now is maybe the easiest of the climbs, but we go right into a really steep climb right after, so him already having a minute here, I mean, if the guys behind want, they can catch him in that steep climb.
Yes, definitely.
Ivar still has 3 riders, Guy still has 3 riders, there are some guys here with 3 riders still.
Hello, Ruben.
Hello.
now when the other races finish, all guys are coming here.
Yeah.
Whew, I want you Lombardia.
Nice. Really stuff here.
Me and only people trying stuff, so deserved.
Good.
And 1 minute lead already for Stein now.
No big dog with him, right?
No, big dog got dropped. He had to increase.
I'm gonna
to slow down because he was really pushing too hard, I think, and Stein attacked and just passed him and go away.
Yeah.
Big dog is in front of him now.
Nah, this is.
How much people? The 3 guys?
Ivor.
Only Ivor? And the Belgium guy. And
Guy with
He's
Spain.
trying to give his
Wait,
pals
Key.
Okay.
Okay.
Ah, nice. Oh, if Ivor can...
making a move. Yes. Okay.
If these two cooperate well...
If this goes to the top, it's done.
As Ivar gets through with 3 guys, that is really impressive here that they still have energy.
Yeah.
As we see him trying to gap up to
The riders
stay
are in
the
a portion
front.
above 10%.
Yes, this gets interesting.
I don't think he should be able to get over the top with the hill rider. But if they both have their 80 or their 78 mountain there, then it should be done.
Yeah,
With this
we'll
pacing? Is that the big dog pacing?
Yeah,
It's survival of the fittest, and evolution doesn't seem to favor those in the rear.
Yeah, I
There's a
think he's
growing list of
trying
riders
to
left
drop
behind.
them. I'll be curious to see if he just stops pacing when it's clear that he doesn't get a gap.
Yeah, definitely.
Ivor has to re-accelerate, I think. He was briefly caught by the peloton. Or, oh, he briefly managed to catch up, okay. That's
Yes,
why.
he got
nice. If these two cooperate well, it's possible. But still 15 guys in the peloton, of course. But it's hard. Really, I saw that net myself. Just it's really hard to get a good cooperation. But of course, you can have higher relay in the downhill if you ride more.
Yeah,
Everyone together now.
Yeah.
And now actually Nicky is in a worse position because I might just get this guy over. Nah, it's not. Nah, it's too long. It's too long still. So he'll be alone.
But it is definitely possible to ride alone with your leader for a long time here.
It's you recover a lot. You
The
recover.
riders
a
must
lot.
be careful.
And
But
that
you need
Inika
is known
mountain
to be
is
very
difficult
dangerous.
to drop as well, so should be possible to
Yeah, I think, to be honest, if you survive the first of these climbs, you shouldn't get dropped on the second one. Unless they ruin their own bars to drag a group clear, but they'll likely get dropped themselves as well.
Yeah, from this point on, it seems pretty likely that at least the leaders in this front group will get through in the end.
I'm gonna look the standings for a bit. Which group is this? Sorry for my. M. N. Okay, let's see the standings. Okay.
While in Group K, already Grassy won Lombardia ahead of Redman, ahead of Shadow, ahead of Aura, ahead of who's the guy there? Frabo, ahead of Hilling, ahead of the last guy, Paul Cycling.
Is Paul cycling Paul the Octopus?
That's the question. No, he writes in French.
Okay.
Oh, Jose makes a move early in this hill. You love to see it going super hard with the 78 mountain guy.
Same.
Yeah, it's you easily lose the red bar of the 78 mountain guy. That's the biggest danger. So you can have. I had it when I attacked too. Like my 78 still had yellow bar, but he was out of red, so couldn't protect anymore.
Yeah.
Jose gets over 30 seconds.
But
there.
yeah, I think like he's almost certainly through, of course. So it's not really necessary to chase.
And this is not surprising, as we saw earlier in the stage. Jose was the best at preserving energy, not wasting energy trying to catch the break early. And he has the most energy here, it does seem like. As he has over a minute to the peloton now, with Ivar trying to catch up in the middle.
Indeed. Interesting so far.
As Ivar's main helper, Leknesen, is dead actually,
But
while
Ivar just-
Jose still have his 2 main riders left.
Meanwhile, we already got unofficial results from Group O. Is Mio that advances together with Alessandro and Alvaro. So this is a bad day for the VT Bank once more, as Alvaro was on 5 odds. And quite a few people put money on him.
This climb is feared by many riders. The percentages are very high.
Oh, Jose making... was behind it?
It's Ivar is behind them.
It's everyone for their own, it seems. At least the first 3. Jose, and I think it's good to wait, because doing the last bit alone is hard.
And there's a bit of a flap as well there. Yeah, I mean, I think you wait on Ivar and then you have a nice gap.
I mean, if these 2 cooperate well, they win. I'm sure about that. They win.
I'm sure about that too.
That group with the big dogs seem to be lacking cooperation, but it might just have been that the Spanish guy go around to attack.
The question is, what will Jose do? Because if Ivar wins, he can make the next round. A second place might not be enough. But, I mean...
Is Jose through? Oh yeah, and they're giving him now.
With the second place, he's definitely through. But will he do that? Because, I mean, with all the randomness, and we know Ivar is a good player.
It can't hurt to get the World Championships organized around your good side.
I think that's never a bad thing. No, of course not. But it's also hard to just give away a win.
Of course.
And it's pure random. Like if you're sprinting with 2, it's almost pure random, I think. I mean, you can time it maybe a bit better than the other.
Yeah, but they too should have this.
Well, they definitely have it, but I think 80 points for Ivar. Let's see. I mean, he only took 15 points, of course, so that really hurts. So with 80 points, he doesn't even catch up to the big dog. So he really needs to win. Indeed, he needs. Jose is certainly even wins the group with a second place.
Yeah. What are you gonna say?
I mean, you could just say, okay, we work nice together. You need to win to be.
It's happened at a very bad time.
Is that team play? Asking that is the question. Is that team play? Giving a win to the other.
I mean,
I would say that that's team play, but I don't think Jose just gives the win away. He's too competitive for that, I feel like.
I mean, yeah.
In the case of if you let that happen, then I think it depends like how you rate the other person that you think is going through. It is in your benefit to get the worst of the 2 players through, right?
That's true. But you don't even know who is gonna through, because place 3-2 to 6 or something is really close. So then it's just okay. Let the randomness decide. Then it's like a lottery who gets the 3rd place. If you give Ivar the win, it's actually good playing. Who deserves it.
Will take full advantage of the incline
I'm fully understand.
Into their lungs, but they must remember to keep their shape.
If he goes for the win, Jose, that's purely logic. But we'll see.
To get back to the race, there was some attacks back there. We saw that Big Dog got dropped, for example. Fossil got dropped. So there is another group.
These three need to cooperate, but it seems like they're just all in a line. If these 3 cooperate, they actually have a chance to make it, but it doesn't happen. But those two definitely, with normal working together, you just don't lose on the flat.
No, and you gain back a lot of energy in this.
Full.
Right here.
You'll get back full normally. If you go like
this,
around 75 relay. If you were 2, you'll be full at the end of the downhill.
Should be, probably.
As we see there.
And 55 seconds is enough.
Yeah,
it should be. We will see people attacking though, and they do take people on their wheel like a bit further than someone could bridge up, but it's not going to be the person that attacks first.
No, as we see some people trying to bridge up by.
I mean, he makes a gap, but even if you catch up to the group, you just won't. You'll get to 30 seconds, then your red bar is done. And then you stop again. Like it's pretty realistic. Like if groups have like 10 seconds and you try to attack to win a group, and
basically what needs to happen is someone needs to lead out someone else. That way you can get a gap that isn't bridgeable at the back anymore, and you might even get into the first group.
Yeah, but no one will do that normally.
Exactly. I mean, Davi did it for me in line final of Italia. So, I mean, it can happen even by the best players.
You did this stage there?
No, it was different.
Somewhat similar.
Yeah, it was a similar scenario where.
I mean, we like as Champions League organizer, I even made it some part of the decision, thinking that because of Miro being able to attack to a group that I don't even know that Alvisi would be able to bridge the gap to the two guys in front. Because I think it's possible if one guy attacks and the other takes the speed over, you can actually.
What happened now? Will Jose gift win to?
I doubt he will gift. I doubt he will.
It doesn't seem like the person.
I mean, he isn't going to put it in his chat.
I mean, it's a really nice guy. It's a really nice guy, so that's not a problem.
We see Jose going full here. He's not going to gift it away. It seems like as they are right next to each other going into the downhill, as we see the group behind being close.
Okay, I think Ivar is in the wheel. He needs to time the sprint great.
He is in the wheel, but if you're behind down here, it may not matter.
Oh yeah, he passed. The outside is the best lane. The outside is the better lane.
But Jose has more stamina. It seems like.
Oh yes, he had.
He takes it. So that's Rip Ivar. That's a shame for Ivar, because he showed here that he's a good player. But I mean, you need also need to be able to get good achievements on the other stages, although there is some luck involved. Okay, and let's see to the points. So it's Ukraine. The big dog loses a bit, so that could be interesting.
Yeah, I think I'm out. I'm not sure. I don't know.
I mean, the Belgian takes 10 points on you, I think, but he was already 30 behind.
Yeah, I don't know who the Ukrainian is.
Goals. He had 60 points. He was 38 behind. He will take 60 points.
How many does Ivar take?
Ivar only 80. So Ivar is definitely behind. He's 95. I think
Ivar is eliminated then, I think.
You take 25, I think, 6th place. It's one. I'll see what the points score.
That would be 113, so I assume someone will do better than that, perhaps Gile?
I doubt. Yeah, maybe. Where did Gia end?
Gia ended in 5th.
So that's one spot on.
But, like,
okay,
you do notice here, the best players, they do really show their skill, even if the finish does seem lucky sometimes, because Jose, he did save a lot of energy early in the stage.
It's really close for the points.
I think have a lot of speed at the end.
I think I have the score because it could be 40. It could be 2 points difference between the Ukrainian and the big dog, because the Belgian was like 30 points behind out of my head and only takes 25. Gia takes 10 points, but Gia was already through, I think, in my calculations.
Guys, I have to go now. Have fun if you do interviews.
Yeah, I think it's Jose, Gia, and then I'd say it's goals, because he takes 2 points more than the big dog.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, I have to go now, guys.
Bye.
Have fun.
Good night, guys.
Was a good day to commentate, Marty. Great job.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It was really fun to do.
Yeah, okay. Because I think the big dog ends up on 118, and Kossil takes 60 points, so he'll end up on 120. The Belgium guy will end up with 113. Yeah, I think it's Jose, Gia, and Coles. Jose, Gia, and Coles. Yeah.
PT out.
So, would Ivar have made it if he won that last stage?
If he won the last stage, he would have made it. Yeah. Those 40 points are the difference. That's just really painful. But I think it's the most fair of Jose to just go over the stage. Although this is maybe the stage which represents your PCM skills the most, I still think it's how the tournament is, and just giving because you think that guy deserves it more is not the way to do it. So I think it's fair. But it sucks for Ivar because he showed that he and Jose were the best players in this lobby. But he gets, he loses it on the other two stages. Nothing to do about it.
For sure, but
and just in case you missed
you did see in those earlier stages that Ivar was really, really aggressive, used a lot of energy early, and that did cost him sometimes in the end. So that does happen, and it doesn't matter if you do great in the end in the last stage, even if that gives you more points if you're too far behind. So sad to see, but we did lose a lot of great players yesterday as well, so it does happen. It will be fun to see how it goes.
Jose says if he knew that Ivar would have passed, needed a win to pass, he would have given it to him.
Oh no.
Oh no.
That's even more, because then Ivar should just have PM'd him. Probably. I mean, I would just have PM'd him, most likely, because you can always ask, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's no harm in asking. But I think it's also good that, as the organizer, under like fair play things, that he completely stays away from it. But I
okay, guys, I am back.
Can you start by interviewing myself, as I need to go, please?
Okay, I don't even know what happened in your group yet, but tell us, Kian. Welcome.
Okay, hello. Our group had a fight between 5 men for 5 positions. It was Swaxton, me, Toy New, As Gaming, and Floxling. We did a very equal result in the first 2 stages, besides Swaxton, that actually won both. So he was already in. And in the last stage, a long way attack by Toy New surprised everyone, with Us Gaming also in the attack, and me, Swaxton, and Floxing were almost 1 minute and a half behind. We recovered, we relayed, and we get to Us Gaming, but not to Toy New, that won Lombardy without anyone on his group. We got Us Gaming, we sprinted, Floxing took P2, P3 for Us Gaming, P4 for Swaxton, and P5 for me. What means there is a tie for the 4th place in between me and Us Gaming, but I have advantage because I finished second in a stage and they didn't finish second in any stage. So I actually I'm 4th with 145 points, but I think it's enough to pass the round, but I'm not sure yet. The good result, Swaxton won the group without a doubt, and Floxing finished P2 and Toinu P3, or no, reverse. Toinu P2 and Floxing P3.
Yeah. You think you could have done something else to actually be in the top 3, or just?
Yes, I should certainly did better the last sprint of the last round and also played better. I dropped from the group twice, so I needed to recover the gap. But the bars were not the problem. The problem was I didn't value the attack of Toinu. I thought it was not going anywhere, and I missed it. And so it was very smart. As Gaming played really bad in the last stage, he could have stayed with Toinu without a doubt, but he didn't. So he lost it there. And I think at least Toinu said that he thinks I deserved to pass more than As Gaming. I don't know. We just tied. So, but and maybe neither of us go through.
Yeah, you'll be in the waiting room now. So have to hope for best 4th, I think.
And did you have fun here with the new guy and everything, commentating?
I mean, I had to play myself too, so I think
asking the big dog mainly because he was here, right?
Yeah, he played himself too, of course, but
okay.
I think he listened to the commentary though, but it seemed like he like when I joined, the commentary was nice of Finn and Morty. So
it was actually very enjoyable. Did awesome work. I'm still looking at results, guys.
You can interview me if you want, but
wait, everyone left. That wasn't me. Awesome. So Ruben, tell us about Tell us about your actual group.
I mean, our group was boring because we had Mulda who chased everything down. like Miko style. So our first 2 stages were just riding in a bunch. I tried to attack multiple times, just didn't get away because I got chased down again every time. Then it was just a sprint between the Cobble guys on the first stage. Pure luck, I think. But I got a 4th place. We were like 4 guys on the line, and well, then it's just hoping for the best. Then the second stage, quite the same story. This time with mainly hill guys and some climbers sprinting. I think I got a little advantage because I had my hill guy, and we had some people who only had their mountain guy. So there was some variation. Still, the sprint is luck, of course, but I think that brought me my 2nd place, and Hush won with his hill rider. So there was some advantage of getting your hill rider there. And the 3rd stage was really great. Raoul attacked on like one of the first mountains. He kept the gap, we came close, but he just kept the gap. And then on the 2nd to last climb, I attacked to him. And well, we cooperated together, kept a minute lead, and then we did the sprint. We were in the same points, and we knew well, if we got 1 and 2, it didn't really matter for us. It was just a sprint for the group win, and also Hush went with us. I think the 3 players who played the best made it next round. So our group has some good representative results, I think.
All right, thank you, Ruben. In that interview, what are your goals now and what's left of road?
I'll just see what I can do. Yeah. I like to keep this as somewhat attacking racing. I hope the groups in next round at least will not be as boring, because the first 2 stages I didn't have fun. The last stage was fun riding, but the first 2 stages were just boring because nothing was possible. So I hope we just get some more lobbies where people allow attacks, allow a bit more strategy, and I just want to have fun. If I make it, it's nice. If I don't make it, it's fine. But I'll see where I end up. But I don't really have goals. I mainly have goals for track. I want to get a podium there. But for road, it's just I want to have fun.
All right, thank you so much, Ruben. And we're gonna hear as well Swagston. Swagston, good night. Swagston?
Yeah, I'm here.
Swagston, you will have to apologize me. I was racing myself, so I still don't know every single result. Please tell us how the things go with you and in your group.
I mean, after the first 2, I just had an easy ride. I mean, like the first, I was hearing like all the reports from the first 2, but I mean, when you get a gifted lead out, I mean, I will not complain one bit. The first stage was given to me as a AS Gaming literally gifted me the easiest victory I'll ever get at sprint on the first one. I mean, it is actually really, really great for me. The second one, once again, I mean, myself and Guy was first into the descent on the second one. I just held back a little bit, and then about 1.7, used a little bit of the slipstream, and just managed to get him on line for P2. And at that point, it was just like stage 3. It was all relaxed. Twanu did a great attack. AS Gaming did a good move to follow. Although, surprisingly, he couldn't hold on. I was a little bit more relaxed, but I knew I didn't need to necessarily be the main instigator of the chase. Because I knew I was through. Yes, I did some work, but it wasn't. I wasn't well, I think I have to say it, but it wasn't I wasn't going prepared to damage chances of a potentially high position in Lombardia. Just to catch a leader by myself. I think it's one of those cases whereby I just had it in the bag after the first 2, which is quite a rarity. I can say for most.
Swagston, you actually had the chance to try the stages finally in competition. There was a lot of discussion yesterday, a lot of people angry, and we did in fact see a lot of favorites falling. Now that you've raced them in proper competition in the World Championships, what's your take on them?
I mean, I think it was a couple of these definitely works in later rounds. I would say. I think maybe the first round parkour they're not the greatest, but they're like maybe a later round. I think something like a Gotet I can't get, and Il Lombardia. I think both can work. Maybe not at around 3 parkour. Certainly. Maybe, I don't know. But essentially, I can say that maybe Lombardia for can work because of all the moves you can make. Down Gaultier, it is quite hard to get away. But it is not bad parkour. It like the wide cobbles and the fact it's all 3-star does help. It's just that downhill sprint, that slight downhill at the end, that doesn't make it ideal for some. Stage two, the audacious one. I mean, yeah. Like I had a plan going into it to attack on the top of the second to last climb. I was dreadfully positioned, so that didn't work. But you can't get a gap there, and you don't have a gap into the bottom of the final climb. It's a sprint all day. Yeah, it then becomes a case of positioning. Probably the second one doesn't work for me, but even though I run it.
Congratulations on yet going to discipline. Are you going to try to make second round at the very least, obviously, true in all of them?
I mean, I want to. Let's put it this way. I mean, if I don't.
Good luck to you, Svex, and I hope it all goes well, man. As you know.
Yes. Thanks. Yes.
Tuanu, talk to us.
Yeah. The race was very difficult tonight because the two first, I knew that they were a bit random, as they have a lot of discussion about it in the Orga channel after seeing them racing yesterday. But those races were very, very difficult mentally because when you try to do your best, but you finished by doing bad things, and especially the second where my sprint was launched nearly perfectly, and I finished in the wheel of Saxon, and there were someone at the right, someone at the left, and I was blocked. And the last one was definitely the all-in one, because it was the only where I have to win, to pass. So I did it, and I'm happy of it.
All right, congratulations, Tanu. Moving forward, there's still tour to come. Is that one of your big goals?
Can you repeat?
I was saying, moving forward, because there's still a lot of races to come. Soon we will be doing tour. Is that one of your main goals?
Personally, yeah, because tours, as you see in Champions League, I did great things, and I did also great things in the PCM Cup. I think the goal of the tour is to be in semi-final at least.
All right. I wish you the best of luck, Tuanu, and I hope that you achieve a lot of wins in these World Championships.
Thank you. You too.
As I am now getting confirmation, I am expected to be given now the results. I hope we can, before the stream closes, inform our viewers of every single person that is indeed qualified. Let's see if that is possible. I am waiting for the results to arrive. To see if we know who are the lucky qualified, because we know a lot of the top three already, but we are also waiting, and some groups are still finishing. I think it's over now, and we're waiting for confirmation for the actual fourth place as well. And meanwhile, while we wait, we're gonna talk to Huey. Good night, Huey.
Yeah, good evening.
Uh, Once again, and I need to say this in almost every single interview I've been playing, I'm not aware yet of everything that happened in every group. So please tell us who won in your group and how did you do?
Yeah, I won this group, or my group, ahead of Twan and Pierre, Ghosty in fourth and Solipie in fifth. Yeah, our race, the first classic was a sprint, like expected of the couple guys. Yeah, I finished second. Was
I'm sorry, you said you did what final placement? I didn't hear that. I apologize.
Yeah, I became first, Twan second, Pierre third. That's the
Oh.
one qualified for next round.
So you are indeed qualified? Oh.
Yeah.
Nice, awesome. First of all, congratulations. So, how was the race? Was it hard for you? Was it nerve wracking?
Yeah, like I said, the first classic, the Cobble Classic was like expected, a sprint of a small group of Cobble guys, and I finished second. Yeah, it was like expected. The second Classic, I tried a solo or a team attack, like you could say it, like 50 kilometers before the finish line, and I survived with like 10 seconds before the finish, and so I didn't trust in my sprint, tried to attack on stage 2, and it worked totally fine. And this means I was already qualified after the second stage. And yeah, first stage was just relaxing, and being happy to qualify.
I'm
All right.
going to break on the third stage.
Sorry, Tuan, can you repeat the question?
I was thanking Yubi for letting me go on the break in the third stage eventually.
Well, Tuan, actually tell us about that.
The first stage, I tried to make the race a little bit harder so we would finish with less guys. I don't want to go down that ramp with come off the cobblestones with like 30 men left. And I think we were there with 20. Matu, me, and Pierre were in a breakaway. Unfortunately, they didn't relay hard enough, so we got caught again just before the sprint. So I had no bars to sprint, and I think I still got fourth place, which I was actually really happy with. And then the second stage, Yubi does it really well, attacks with his whole team, and for some reason they let him go. But I am able to put one of my riders on there. Unfortunately, he doesn't survive for some reason, and he randomly kind of gets dropped when I'm not really paying attention to him. And Yubi makes it to the finish line with Pierre, and behind we're sprinting for third place. And I tried to drop them on that final hill, like on the second kick, and it actually worked. I got a little bit of a gap, but unfortunately, people just like paced down the hill and then had a better sprint than me, so I got like ninth. And then in the mountain stage of Lombardia, it just was very nice. It was eventually we were allowed to go by Yubi with a few people. And for me, that was really good because I was able to put my hill rider in a group where he got like 2 minutes advantage. So he had some extra bars to give. Then I attacked with my 82 mountain after Pierre. And together we were able to do great things as we had one more guy with us who did some work as well. And we ended up dropping him on the final climb of the series. And then I must have surprised Pierre in the sprint there and got my qualification.
All right, congratulations, Tuan. Time trials aside, because I don't remember how you did there, or even if you played them, did you pass on those?
I came fourth in my ITTs on 8th reserve, I think, because Gabi is a tryhard and tiebreakers and all that. And okay. I passed in TTT.
Okay, so but time trials aside, this is the second event on road. First was inline. Now it was classics, and you are true in both of them with distinction.
I
Should
wouldn't
we?
say distinction today, but
Well, two second places at least. I think that's always at this level in the World Championships. I think that's very good, especially given that a lot of people don't know that you're far better in road than people think. That some people, I would say.
yeah, I mean, I think I'm just really happy I made it through the first round. As I think the parcours of round two is a bit more honest as to the ability of people. Personally, I'm not that great at races like Dwars door Vlaanderen, so I hope I will be able to score some points, and then who knows what's possible on the Van 2.
All right, thank you, Tuan, and I will now announce the final results of the day, so we can call it a day when it comes to the stream. Group J, Dinley wins with 205 points, High Road second 180, Gacho third 133, Pixar 130 for fourth 120, Giuseppe 100, Campione, another shock, is out 85, Torito 83, Book last place 35. Group K, Francesco Grassi takes an authoritative win, 230 points, 175 for Aure. Shadow closes the podium with 158. The Red Man, fourth place, only 8 points behind 150. Another shock of the day, Frabo is out. Fifth place, 105 in terms of points. Hilling sixth with 90 points. And Polo last place with 38 points. To Group L, the one we were talking with Yubi and Tuan, 205 points Yubi wins. Tuan second, 165. Pierre, 155. Ghosty fourth, 115. And I believe he is eliminated. I believe he does not make it as even one of the best fourths, so I think he was one of the favorites even in the betting odds. Solipe, another shock, 108 points. Horvey, 103. Nacho, 65. Matu, 45 in the last place. Group M, Apia's keyboard lives to fight yet another day as he wins Group M, 260 points. Shu Albertori, second, 190. Flynn, third, 175. Copy 120, Brett Taker 105, Husted 50 points, and last place for Oxy 46 points. Group N, the group of yours truly. Josep Reyes takes a much deserved victory, 265 points. Guille 88, 160 points in second place. Third place, heartbreaker for me. I would say I risked it. I risked it too much. That costs me by 2 points. It's Coles that passes in third place, 120 points. Two more than me with 118. Tish comes behind with 113. Ivar 95. Fossil 70 and SteinDV 20 points only. Group O, Miru wins 235, Alessandro second 225. Whoa, this was an interesting competition for first place here. Alvaro third 190, Captain Blind 113, Adox 80 points, Emre 73, and Chris is last place with 10. Group B, British Swaxon bounces back after several of his teammates fell yesterday. 225 points, 22nd 180, Floxing 165, Gifiti 145 as fourth place might and probably will go through as one of the lucky losers from the fourth position. AS Gaming 145, so Fiti winning on a tiebreaker. Metnolju comes after 43, Arnorius 28, and Sagonius last place 15 points. Final two groups, we have Group Q, Daniel GH, 195 leads. Tutura second place, 175. 2 points only behind 173 is Mariano. And fourth place, Rizzi, 140. Probably qualified as well, not sure yet. Hazing comes after 10 points behind Rizzi. Then Freiber with 75 points. Unich 45. Ben Young, also known as a new Miko, last place with 23. And finally, Group R of Ruben, literally, as Ruben takes the win with 225 points. Roll is second, 185. Hush third, 178. Carl fourth, 125. Cobra Cycling could not repeat the success of Inline, falls in fifth place, 88. Luan comes after with 75. Mente is second to last, 65. Last place is Malda 77 with 20 points. These are the final results for the day. To check them all out and to know who are the best fourth places to advance, please check the World Cup Discord, even the IMA. They will be announced eventually in the World Cup Discord first. We will be back. We will be back tomorrow. Uh, I wish you all a good night. Thank you for being here. This was a fun day. Even for me, despite not making it true, I think I do not have enough score even for fourth place. Sucks because it was for 2 points, but it's part of the competition. We win some, we lose some. So I wish you all a good night, and I'll see you all tomorrow for. Wait, what is tomorrow? Sorry, guys. What is tomorrow? Do we know?
Tomorrow is tour.
Oh, it's actually the tour, indeed, as I was speaking earlier with Tuanu. Almost forgot. So I'll see you all tomorrow for tour. Have a good night, guys.
Aye. Tour. I don't know even which group I'm in. Oh wait, I was with a bunch of good Frenchies. That was it. Yes.
What, sorry?
I was with a bunch of good Frenchies
Oh,
for tour.
wow, this one kind of hurts a little bit. Like I said, you win one, you lose some. But 2 points, man. A better sprint in the end of fifth place would have been enough.
I'm gonna get slapped in the fucking TTT tomorrow. Panu, holy
Oh, I
hush.
didn't even try it, man.
Bro, get on PCM.
Yeah. What, sorry?
Get on PCM.
Who, me?
Yeah, you need to play it. Otherwise you're
What?
gonna fuck it up.
Oof.
It's a hard one.
Can I take 5 minutes, man?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, I'm gonna turn the game, but I'll be right back.